God, am I fired up for this episode of Bear the Souls. It's not because Tooch is here. It's not because Foster is here. It's not because Dan Aguirre is here. It's because Nikki is here in the Barroom. How you doing, gal?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you doing? I missed you so much.
Miss you too. You know what? I have a wet dream with you every Thursday night, so I can't wait for another couple of nights.
Wild Thursday.
I don't know. I can't explain that. But Tooch whispered to me that he has them on Wednesday, and I'm betting that Foster is going to have
Thursday was taken.
Yeah, you didn't make an appointment to ejaculate in your sleep to talk with me.
Nikki, I covered the whole weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
There you go. There you go. Welcome, everyone. Dan Aguirre, are you there? Speak to me with your award-winning voice.
What is up, Mr. Gandia?
That's it. I'm going to have a wet dream with you right now.
All right, everybody.
Tooch, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing good. We were just here Friday.
That's right. We had a show on Friday. Nobody watched, so we thought we'd move back to our regular time. And Foster is in the house. I've been meaning to have you on for a long time. Last time you were on, I think I had hair.
You did. It was a few years back, I think.
Yeah, it was. How you doing, brother?
Hanging in here, man.
Still smoking those nicotine sticks?
Oh. The stains?
Yeah, absolutely.
Can't give it up, man.
I went to the Bears-Titans opening weekend game with Foster. We had a fantastic time. The guy can talk your ear off, man. He is amazing in so many ways. And he has also divulged some secrets about his sex life. And so since Dan Aguirre doesn't do that anymore, Foster, we expect a sex story from you tonight, okay?
Whoa. Okay.
Oh, this sounds fun.
I'll make one up. The names have been changed to protect the innocent. Nikki, how's life treating you?
It's really, really, really great. I'm working a lot, so it's hard to find time to do a lot of things, but I like it. Weather's warming up. I'm getting over seasonal depression because it was so cold. So.
Oh my gosh, tell us about it. And you're quickly speeding to your 1-year anniversary.
I know. We were thinking about that today. They're coming up in June. We'll be living together for a year. So
one of the things that I love about you guys is you guys go to so many concerts, see so many shows and stuff. Dan sent me something recently. Where are you guys headed to next?
I'll jump in real quickly. I'll tell you what you said, but our first thing coming up is we have Metallica and Pantera, and it's really close to our house too, with Virginia Tech on May 7th. We got Marilyn Manson on May 16th in Charlotte. We've got Ringo Starr, she's a big Beatles fan.
Wow.
In Greensboro on June 18th. Mm-hmm. Then we're going to Louisville, Kentucky in September for a music festival. And then the thing I just sent you is it's like a Comic-Con, but it's called, what was it called? Scarefest or something. It is in Kentucky, but it's got all of these horror film stars from like the Nightmare on Elm Street films and Friday the 13th and Return of the Living Dead. All the shit that I grew up on, and she did too, watching these horror films. Nice. And yeah, like Robert Englund, the guy that you pissed off so vividly, and he's going to be there. Like all these horror film actors are going to be there, and I've never gone to one of these events where
When is that?
It's October 18th in Lexington, Kentucky. It's 4 hours from us. I don't know where. I've passed it on the interstate. I've never gone there.
Well, remind me of that because I might fly in for that. That'd be fun.
Oh, it's fucking amazing. It's a 3-day thing, but we're only going 1 day. Mm-hmm. You don't have to go all 3 days. It's only like for both of us, it was like $100 to get in, and of course you have to pay for the photos or autographs or whatever.
Sure.
But yeah, it's loaded, man. Again, if you liked horror films, and in addition to horror films, you got Juliette Lewis.
Nice.
Yeah, I love Juliette Lewis, and
the
guy that was in The Lost Boys. I guess it's a horror film. His dad was in The Exorcist. Is the priest Jason Patrick. I'm not a big fan of his, but he's there. But there's just a litany of these actors from these horror films that I grew up on. So I was like, wow, let's do that.
Although they pop in on Richard England.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know if this will happen. Oh, we've got tickets to some Reds games too, but And they're 2-2. 7 RBIs last night by De La Cruz. Wow. Anyway.
Yeah. Torpedo bat, Dan.
We don't give a fuck.
Well, what I'm going to try to do, potentially, if I'm off,
here.
I may go see the Bears at Cincinnati because
Mhm.
they're against the Bengals in Cincinnati.
Hooked up with
Depending,
Aaron Current.
I don't want to have to beg anybody to work for me or try to get off. If I'm off that weekend, we may go see the Bears and Bengals.
How is the job treating you, Dan Aguirre?
It's tough,
Jobs.
you know. 12-hour shifts are difficult, but I'm here. You know, we have to get a fucking plumber. That sucks. Our kitchen sink is leaking, but.
I just had that problem, and I got to tell you, my wife is great in so many reasons. She fucking put in a new faucet all by herself. All I did was fucking hand her the tools. And I'm like, can you hurry up? And she's over there, shut the fuck up. She's unbelievable. My lovely wife, Donna. All right. We're going to talk Chicago Bears, and I think the best way to start that conversation is with John Santucci's Bears State of Affairs. Right. Foster, you ever heard one of Tucci's State of Affairs?
Absolutely.
And generally, what's your feeling like after you hear one?
Like, I can't say it on the air, man.
On this show, you can say it.
I mean,
you can say it here.
He packed so much into the little time that he has. Even when he was on the show, was it last week or the week before? Because he's been on our show the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
I just kind of commented how, you know, it's something that I'll always look for. Like I like when you put the shorts up there of him doing just that, because I could go to it any time and just say, "Oh, this is what Tooch was saying. This is what I was trying. This was what I was trying to repeat and couldn't." So a lot easier just to show Tooch.
Now, Foster, I saw his first appearance 2 weeks ago on BCP. His last appearance. Did he stop interrupting people?
No, why change the game now, man? He's been so successful this far. Why change the game? We love Tooch. We love Tooch. Everybody in the chat, everybody on the show loves Tooch, man. All you guys. You guys, you know that.
Tooch is one of the most lovable people on Bears Twitter and Bears podcasting. You know, you just want to squeeze his butt cheeks, right?
Or his man boobs.
Either one. I'll take either one.
Just squeeze any appendage on him.
Before the show.
What was that, Nikki?
Squeeze any appendage on him.
That's like a good title for something. Squeeze.
I was going to say that's a show in itself.
Sounds like a game show.
Squeeze any appendage.
Squeeze the Tooch appendix for $50, Steve.
All right, let's rev it up and start with Bears State of Affairs.
Everyone on this show's a dog and a loser. Not John. He's the best, except for me. Except for me.
Hit it.
All right. Yeah, Bears State of Affairs, man. NFL offseason week 16. What's happening, Barflies? Well, draft week is now 3 weeks away, and the Bears offseason is still in full swing. And while improving the team through free agency, the Bears are busy preparing for the draft. And today, big news is that the Bears are trying to trade up in the draft to acquire Boise State running back Ashton Junty. Yeah. The Bears are said to be offering their first-round pick, one of their second-round picks, and possibly one of next year's picks. Oh. Yeah, said Bears GM Ryan Poles. He has elite contact balance and breakaway speed. He had 154 forced missed tackles last season. That's a missed tackle on about 40% of all of his touches. They're trying to tackle Gianti. It's like trying to tackle a bowling ball. Yeah. April Fools. Yeah, I gotcha. Yeah.
Well done. You had me, man. You had me.
I think I had Dan Aguirre, too, there. Yep. Yeah, I think some in the chat room, although they're ready those torches and pitchforks.
I hear you.
Yeah, but seriously, it looks like Mark Potash was hired by George McCaskey to be the Bears historian.
Is that right?
No, I'm going to let that one marinate right there all day. That's also April Fool's. Yeah. I didn't even think we were having a show this today. Although tells me we got a show tonight. I remembered it was April Fool's.
I'm crying.
Yeah, but seriously, this week is all about the annual NFL owners meeting, which is taking place in Palm Beach, Florida. And Bears management, along with head coach Ben Johnson, they were in attendance. And Bears fans, well, we got a lot of nice sound bites. In fact, Ben Johnson gave fans a lot of insight into his plans, his players, and even into the draft. And in case Bears fans didn't notice, he kind of put Bears left tackle Braxton Jones on notice.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, regarding Jones' rehab from a fractured ankle injury suffered last season against the Lions, Johnson said, quote, "I think he's right on track." Will that mean he's limited in training camp? I would say probably at this point, but I think progress is right where it needs to be. And Johnson also noted several areas where he thinks Jones can improve this offseason. And he said he can absolutely envision Jones continuing to start at left tackle in the Bears' new offense.
What?
But there's always a but. He went on to say, listen, the number one thing, in my opinion, that tackles need to do is pass protect. Yeah,
man. Oh, my God. No way.
Johnson went on to say, I think he's got the feet to get that done. We're going to challenge him to maybe gain a little more weight so that he can anchor a little better in pass pro. But everything I've seen so far has shown a phenomenal athlete out there on the edge that we all feel like we can work with. You know, it's a bit of damning with faint praise, a sort of passive-aggressive commentary on a young player who's probably feeling a fair bit of pressure. You know, I kind of felt sorry for the kid, Aldo.
Yeah, me too.
Nope.
Here he is, recovering from a brutal injury. Plus, he's in a contract year. Yeah, now his coach is calling him out, saying he needs to add weight so he can anchor better, implying that he needs to pass protect better, and he can't do anything about it yet. Yeah, and not only that, but his likely replacement, Kieran Amagaji, is waiting in the wings. And he received a fair bit of praise from the Bears head coach. Said Johnson, quote, "I like Kieran a lot coming out last year. He was a guy we had earmarked as a potential developmental prospect," Johnson said. "He has a lot of traits to work with. We were not discouraged at all by what he put on tape. He got put into some tough situations last season." Yeah, and even though Johnson is talking up his left tackles, it doesn't mean the Bears won't take one in the draft. In fact, most Bears fans expect them to. The position could use more competition, and the Bears could use a fallback in case either Jones or Amagaji are injured.
Yeah!
That's right, yep. Although the Bears bolstered their offensive line in free agency and through trades, the line still needs quality depth. Guards Matt Pryor and Tevin Jenkins recently signed elsewhere, and that's two quality veteran backups gone. Of note, Tevin Jenkins... Woo! Of note, Tevin Jenkins signing with the Browns officially closes the door on the Bears' 2021 draft class. Ryan Pace's last draft as Bears GM. And the only Ryan Pace picks remaining on the roster now are Cole Kmet and Jalen Johnson. Ryan Poles has made good on his promise of rebuilding the Bears roster. Ben Johnson, well, he also gave a glimpse into his plans for the Bears offense while speaking with reporters at the owners' meeting. While he knows Caleb Williams was at his best in college in the shotgun, where he could spread the field and deliver the ball, things will be different this year. Johnson wants Williams to get more comfortable working under center. Working under center will help open up the running game, and with that, play action. The Bears ran play action in the league, though, 17% of the time last season, while the Lions ran play action 37% of the time. That rate was good for third overall last season. Play action, Johnson believes, will lead to more explosive plays. In fact, Johnson and the Bears team of analysts believe that the most important stat that directly affects wins and losses is no longer turnovers. While winning the turnover battle is still vitally important, analysts these days feel that another stat is a better indicator of NFL success. Ben Johnson, he's a big believer in something called EPA, or expected points. I love it. Yeah, EPA, expected points added. Essentially, it measures how well a team performs compared to their expectations on a play-by-play basis. Data shows that it isn't turnovers and takeaways that tend to decide games these days in the modern NFL. It's EPA efficiency. EPA serves as a better tool of measurement for team player performance because it takes into account that not all yards, touchdowns, and turnovers are equal. For example, in a simple box score, every yard counts the same. However, EPA allows one to differentiate between a 2-yard gain on 3rd and 10 compared to a 2-yard gain on 4th and 1. That's right. Similarly, touchdowns from the 1-yard line, well, they're not as valuable as touchdowns from the 50-yard line. And interceptions on a deep throw aren't as bad as interceptions when a team is close to scoring. EPA captures all of these effects. In fact, Ben Johnson and the Bears Brain Trust believe that teams that win the EPA battle in games, they tend to win 80% of the time. Yeah. In fact, just look at last year's Lions team. That team was 15-2. That was good for a winning percentage of 88.2%. Yep. And I think we could all agree that Johnson's work with Jared Goff was a huge part of the Lions' success. And getting the most out of Caleb Williams, that's why Johnson was hired in the first place. Last season under Ben Johnson, Jared Goff was one of the most efficient EPA quarterbacks. He was third in EPA per play and fifth in completion percentage above expected. Conversely, Caleb Williams was among the league's worst in the former category and only average in the latter. Now, obviously, not all that was Williams' fault. His coaching staff and offensive line didn't do nearly enough to help. Ben Johnson, thankfully, he knows what needs to be done and what it means for the Bears. It means improving Williams' completion percentage and manufacturing more explosive plays, which leads us right back to the upcoming draft. Where will Ben Johnson get all of those explosive plays? Yeah, well, he's got to add blue chip players, Aldo. At the owners' meeting, Ryan Poles said, the top blue players, I think that's condensed in a pretty small group in round one. And then there's a wide range of really good starting level players that are going to range from probably single digits all the way to 50, 60, and 70. Yeah. And,
I would be willing to suck Aaron Rodgers' dick.
That's exactly what Greg Gabriel and the barkeeper have been telling barflies. Yeah, Greg Gabriel was quoted as saying, talking to people around the league in the last week, the general consensus is that there are 6 blue players in this draft and 1 borderline blue. Yeah, at the owners' meeting, Ryan Poles said basically the same thing. This draft, hey, it feels like there's so few blue chip prospects this year. If any of them make it to 10, the Bears will be lucky. Yeah, how? Adding an explosive and efficient offensive player like Tyler Warren or Ashton Genty would logically be the quickest route to winning the EPA battle and increasing explosive plays. And adding a blue chip offensive player in the draft, well, that seems like the most obvious place to start. And that's Bears State of Affairs.
Yeah, baby.
We're finished talking.
That was very, very nice. I have never heard the explanation for EPA, and now I think I have it thanks to you, Tooch.
Thank you.
Very well done.
I was researching that for sure. I just want to, it takes into account, a 2-yard run on 3rd and 10 is different than a 2-yard run on 4th and 1. So see, that's how they're figuring this stat.
I did some research on it, and I couldn't understand it. Now you explained it. So every time I go to build something from IKEA, I'm going to give you a call, bro. Dan Aguirre, what'd you get out of Tooch's Bears State of Affairs?
Well, we're not going after the running back with all those draft picks, thank God.
So you're not for Genty at number 10 for the Bears, huh?
Maybe at number 10 if he's there, but not trading a first-round pick. When he said that, I was like, oh, fuck, what is happening?
Yeah. What else did you get out of Tooch's State of Affairs?
Poor Braxton Jones, right, Danny?
Well, what I saw what someone said that he was going to be limited in camp. So I guess what he was reaffirming what I had read already about Braxton. And I read, he didn't say this, but that the Bears were interested in re-signing Kyler Gordon, which you and I privately have been like screaming from the masses.
Exactly. The best player on the defense in my opinion.
I would say TJ Edwards too, because he's a tackling machine. I would like to see both of them re-sign.
Yeah, there seems to be a growing chorus. Have you heard this, Foster, about maybe not extending TJ Edwards' contract because it doesn't have the speed that Dennis Allen might want? Have you heard that?
I have heard that. I don't know. What do you see during the games? I see the guy making plays. He makes mistakes, but who doesn't? Yep. But I see the guy making plays continuously, game in, game out.
Yep.
So, I mean, that tells me, in my opinion, I want to resign him. I'm not anywhere near as high on Edmonds as I am Edwards. And I'm just throwing out my own feelings.
Yeah.
Coach, I just want to know, how does the Environmental Protection Agency help the NFL team? I can't comprehend it. They don't even help us.
Some numbers here to help you there, Foster. Caleb Williams in the red zone last year. 268 total yards, 13 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, and a 96.8 rating.
That's pretty good.
That's darn good. How many quarterbacks have numbers like that?
Yeah. You know what? One of the things that I found of interest with Tooch is, he's just bringing up this whole thing, and Foster just talked about it, is the tape. Greg Gabriel has been preaching arm length. And in an interview with CHGO, Ben Johnson said, those metrics are important, but let's listen to it. And I apologize for the audio. CHGO didn't have a good day with their audio issues.
It's, listen, here's what I would say. I love watching the tape without knowing anything. To me, that's the most important indicator whether the guy can play football or not. And as you're watching tape, if concerns arise about getting long arm on the perimeter, because it really shows up more for tackles that you have these long arm edge rushers that are sticking on out, and they're able to, if you can't anchor and it becomes a consistent problem, then yeah, I'll look at arm length and see if it fact checks or not.
That goes to exactly what Foster was saying. How does it look on tape? TJ Edwards might be slow, but he's tackling people. Will Campbell might have short arms, but you look at the tape and he's playing extraordinarily well at left tackle. Dan, do you pay attention to arm length or anything like that? Or
I'm not someone who's breaking down tape. So I'm watching a game. So I'm not the expert on this. I'm sorry, but I don't have a lot of hope in number 72. I can never say his name correctly. I know that he was put in bad situations, but if Braxton's not ready and 72 is like a projected starter, I'm worried about Caleb again. I think we need to draft, if it's the Campbell kid, whatever, fuck the arm length. We need to get somebody at number 10 maybe that can help at left tackle. By the way, does Ben Johnson look like Dick Geron's the late Dick Geron's illegitimate son?
No.
He looks like Geron could be his dad to me.
No.
Do you have a favorite Dick Geron memory? I don't think we eulogized Geron since Dan's been away.
That's right. We have.
He was so mild-mannered and such a cool dude, but I don't know. I guess maybe just seeing him celebrate after Mike Brown's interceptions back-to-back weeks in 2001 was pretty cool, because, again, he wasn't really boisterous. I like Dick Geron, though. But, yeah, he kind of looks like Ben Johnson to me.
He does a little bit, maybe. So what else did I want to say on that whole issue of arm length? Every time the issue of arm length comes for football players, I start immediately thinking, because I'm a perverted old man, about dick length.
I was thinking the same thing.
Well, I was too. That's weird.
I've made a career.
Foot size.
Aldo, I've made a career out of out fucking the problem with dick length. On paper, they say this guy's dick's not good enough. I've made a career with women proving that average length is okay too.
Yeah. If it meant anything, then Nick Foles would be a Hall of Fame quarterback, right?
Foles. That his big dick Nick is his nickname.
Dick Nick, yes, exactly.
And he's white.
Good for him. Wow.
Has anyone noticed that since we started talking about dick length, Foster has turned red?
I'm just embarrassed because I don't want to talk about my 2x4.
Now you're gonna have to show it to Nikki.
Yes. Now I'm intrigued.
Actually, I want to see it too.
Good night, everybody.
All right, good stuff. Tooch, anything else you want to amplify on that you had on your state of affairs?
Has Dan Aguirre seen any Ashton Genty games or film or
negative
video? No, there was one game where he was playing against Oregon, which is a pretty good defense, and the first defensive tackle had him in the backfield and couldn't bring him down. They bounce off him. Then the second one, Derek Harmon, who's a really good defensive tackle on the Ducks, he couldn't get him down either. And then he turned a negative play into a 31-yard gain. It was just a fantastic run, I think.
Let me just say, Tooch, Cedric Benson, Rashawn Salam, and Curtis Enos all had great college tapes, too. The late Cedric Benson. And the late Rashawn Salam.
Yeah. Foster, how do you feel about Genty?
If he's there at 10, I whatever's best for the team. Let's be honest, man. We all want the Bears to succeed. We want a Super Bowl here again, a winning Super Bowl.
Well, what was the last great running back we had, Dan Aguirre? And isn't running back part of the franchise DNA?
Absolutely.
I would say the last one that could have been great, even though he's not going to make the Hall of Fame, it was probably Thomas Jones.
Really? That
Fantastic player, yeah.
Everyone loves Forte, but Forte was good at receiving out of the backfield. He's not going to, go through 5 people like Walter or something if it's 3rd and 2.
Mm-hmm.
I think Thomas Jones did everything. Could catch, could run.
I
loved Anthony Thomas too, but and he wasn't as good as Thomas Jones, I guess.
Is it time the Bears had a top running back in the league? We were long overdue.
Well, I think Swift is good. I thought Swift played hard the whole season, and under their system, I mean, who's to say what he's going to do, especially with better line protection? But if you're going to draft this kid, okay, great, you got to have 2 backs, but I say don't sleep on Swift either. I thought, man, he played hard all last year. Most of our players did not.
Yeah,
this guy is special. I really think he's special, Aldo.
Yeah, I agree with Tooch. If they have a plan for bolstering the offensive and defensive line and getting
after round 1.
Exactly. After round 1. And then also securing another tight end, because we really only have 2 on the roster with any NFL experience. Then I wouldn't mind Genty at 1, because he does appear, he's growing on me. At first I was totally against the idea, but he does appear that he could be a transcending back. And I know, he played in a small college, the MAC or what, Mountain, whatever the fuck it's called. There's all these things that to be concerned about, but put that picture up again, Tooch, of our guy Genty.
The man boobs pic?
Jesus Christ. Nikki and I are slobbering right now.
Nikki is salivating like a St. Bernard.
Look at those legs, man. This dude's he's chiseled, man.
I really thought I couldn't have another orgasm after the state of affairs, but I think I'm working on that.
Okay, Nikki, I'm salivating too, man. And I like women that
Wow.
He's 5'8", 215. That's like a bowling ball, Aldo.
It's amazing. Yeah, Foster
and he's fast too. He's freaking fast as hell.
Foster and I are some of the biggest heterosexuals we'll ever see, and yet he and I are still slobbering over ourselves.
I have nothing against taking him at 10 if he's there. I just don't see him being there. I think the Raiders are going to snag him.
Yeah. If every post-game interview is going to be at his locker with him shirtless, Aldo.
Yeah, exactly.
Get him.
Yeah,
right?
I see Courtney Cronin. Can you please take your shirt off before we do this interview?
Yeah.
Oh my God, jeez. I mean, those are the type of players you want in your team. Not that just like they look like Superman, but they also play like Superman. You don't want those ugly-looking guys with man boobs and stuff. And this guy is chiseled. I want him.
Like Kevin White. Kevin White was chiseled like a Greek god.
That is true. That is true. Ryan Poles was called he would scout people based on what they looked like in their underwear. If they were chiseled, I'm drafting you, and not paying attention to some of the other things. So you're right. You shouldn't just evaluate a player by how much time they're spending in the gym, but this guy's results are fucking amazing, man.
Chase Claypool was cut like that too.
Yeah.
Remember, he was doing French modeling or something.
That's right.
But I mean, running back's a lot different than wide receiver. I mean, name Kevin White and Chase Claypool, and running back touches the ball so much more. You need that chisel. And this guy, man, he is so hard to bring down. I'm kind of like hoping that he falls to the Bears just for all the highlight tape, the excitement, and restoring the running back to blood to the franchise DNA.
Yep. Agreed with Cliff. Genty has that special vision that finds holes.
Too, man. He is fast.
You just go watch the regular. You don't even have to watch the all 22. Just watch the games and don't even look for highlights. Just watch parts of the games. Because you brought it up, Tooch, that the running back's going to carry the ball a lot, but he's also involved in like every play, whether it's fake. I mean, he's just
pass
so
blocking.
Right. Whatever. Every single aspect of the game. But if you go watch
Ben Johnson?
The regular film of the game, like when it was broadcast live, I'm pointing at my TV. You guys can't see this.
Is this coach trying to get Gibbs? Like he's trying to redraft like Gibbs from Detroit?
Yeah, I assume.
No. He said in an interview that when they drafted Jahmyr Gibbs, it wasn't because that he played running back. He said it's because we were looking for guys with exceptional dynamic play, something like that. I'm paraphrasing.
I mean, is this the Bears version of Gibbs? Is what I'm saying. This gentleman here.
He would be, but he also has a little bit of David Montgomery in him, where with that body he bounces off tacklers really well,
man. He's a load.
If you remember when he was being interviewed, and I just rewatched it, I was trying to catch the one where what's his name on 32 interviewed him, but he was talking about, he said it doesn't even matter that he's a running back. It's an explosive player that I can do certain things with, something to that effect.
They're looking for explosive plays.
Right. Line. He had even brought up Tyler Warren at tight end. Because he's not just looking at him as a tight end, he's looking at him a playmaker, something that's going to mess the defenses up. And that was, I'm not saying it word for word, but that's what I took when I was watching that interview.
If Foster brought up the Tyler Warren, I wanted to get that into Bears State of Affairs, but there just wasn't enough room in the piece. But Dennis Allen talked about Tyler Warren and how hard it would be to game plan against a guy like that, to stop a guy like that. And in fact, the tight end, those move tight ends. I mean, Kansas City went to multiple Super Bowls with a star that moved tight end. Yeah. This past year, he wasn't himself and perhaps injured. Maybe he was too tired from fucking Taylor Swift all the time. But without him, the mojo of the Chiefs was missing. Not only that, but the Eagles just, their defense just smothered Mahomes and the offensive line. But
thank God.
A player like Tyler Warren, I could see the Bears wanting to take somebody like that just to get more EPA.
Yeah. EPA.
I love the way the Eagles draft. They had 6 starting rookies in that Super Bowl, counting special teams. 6.
Yeah, replenishing the roster.
Played in the game.
Yeah. Replenishing the roster. That's the way to do it, By the way, when Cliff Victoria says Genty has that special vision that finds holes, I started to remember the time where I had that special vision and I would go to the club and find holes too. She's a hole. That's a hole. That's a hole. You're going to get lucky tonight.
So were you about 17, 18 when you finally got there?
Yeah, exactly. I don't even tell you the first time I had sex. Well, I'll say it. I was 16 years old. And
I found the end zone at 14, thankfully.
And at 14, holy cow.
June 22nd, 1995.
Tell us more.
I've told you this story before.
He celebrates it every year.
It was an older woman, too. Yeah.
No, we were both 14. I rode a bicycle to our house.
This wasn't me. I was number 2.
She was number 2.
Really? So how old were you, Dan, when you and Nikki hooked up?
16. I had sex with the first lady twice, and then I didn't get it again for like 2 years.
Wow. What happened during those 2 years? You grew a lot of hair on your knuckles?
Masturbated a lot.
Compulsively.
I did. I didn't get any in 1996, so it was like, those 80s VHS tapes. I was just watching them, turning the TV down, and doing my thing.
Did you
don't feel bad, Dan? I was married in 1996. I didn't get any either.
Did you wash your sheets every night, or did it look like the lunar surface?
No, I had old shirts, so I would wipe it on, and hide it because I didn't want anybody to find it. But it would take so much cum, it would look like it was tie-dyed or something when I was done.
By the way, he's not kidding. He used old T-shirts as cum rags. He's not kidding.
I've never come in socks like people talk about. That's
yeah,
ridiculous.
I've never done that either. Scroll says, "Damn's right on." Looks like Ashton Gentile.
I wish.
That's pretty amazing. Pretty amazing.
I just hope that gentleman's testicles aren't small. In other words, I'm saying I hope he's not gassing. He's not on the pharmacy juice here, you know?
Well, that's a great point. You know, you have to suspect that nowadays, although, yeah, there hasn't been that many stories about juicing in the NFL over the last few years, right?
Yeah, I guess it's all on LeBron James nowadays.
Yeah, exactly.
Is it coming back in baseball, though?
Well, have you heard of the barrel bat?
Yeah.
Is that the Yankees bat?
That's the torpedo bat.
I didn't know what was going on with
that.
that. Yep. I knew they hit a bunch of home runs so far this year, but I didn't really know the explanation behind the bat.
Within the rules, they've redesigned how the shape of the bat so that the barrel, the big part of the barrel, is actually on the label, which we were always taught don't hit on the label because the bat will crack. Right. Well, now analytics have said that most people are hitting the ball around that label area, and so that's when the fat part of the bat and it tapers off towards the top, so it looks like a torpedo. And so the Yankees had like 9 home runs in one game with the fucking
Ellie
bats.
Dela Cruz yesterday had like 7 RBIs.
Yeah, he had 2 homers.
Yeah.
And it was cold too. It was like 40 degrees last night. So you'd imagine that, you know, who's going to be hitting in that weather? But the Reds won 14-3 last night. So
14-3. Jeez. And the Cubs had a big victory too. I saw the score somewhere. I don't remember, but I don't know if they're using those torpedo bats either. Is it just the Yankees?
Some of them are, although.
Some of them are? Okay. Yeah. I would immediately.
What it is I think it started with the Yankees. There's a couple teams now that instead of buying their bats, they're making their own bats and they're allowed to do it. And that to me just sounds like, you know, here, let me make my own footballs that I'm going to use in my games that nobody else is going to use. Does it sound fair? I don't know.
Yeah.
But that's the story, is that the Yankees, and I forget what the other team was, are now making their own bats. They're not buying them from Louisville or the other couple companies that are making them.
There's a guy that invented it, the torpedo bat.
We can all agree if we're all either Cubs or Reds fans here. I think I being the only Reds fan, but
that's my second team, man. I lived in Cincinnati.
Let's say Tom Waddle loves the Reds. We can all agree though, we don't want the Cardinals to get those bats.
Yes.
I hate the fucking Cardinals.
My other radio son in the audience tonight.
Vinny Parisi says runs are up in general across baseball. I think the balls may be juiced again. Yeah, balls and players. I'll tell you one thing, man. I wish I could make my own, like these guys are making their own bats. I wish I could have made my own dick. You'd hear it dragging as I'm walking down the street.
I was going to ask Dan Aguirre. I mean, we're about 3 weeks away from the draft. I was wondering what Danny would like to see the Bears do. Would he like someone to, in case Jaquan Brisker's concussions problem arises, or someone to replace Jack Sanborn, or just what would you like to see the Bears do? More offensive or defensive?
Are we talking at number 10 or just overall?
Just overall, yeah.
Well, again, I want a left tackle. I know the Bears always have these GMs that are like, we don't want to draft on need. We want to take the best player. And that's why we haven't had a good offensive line in 44 years. So we're not literally.
Do you like what they did in free agency and with 2 trades they made with the offensive line?
Aldo and I were talking about this. He I don't know if he went to go piss, but he was worried about the acquisitions. And because the gentleman they got from KC was 32. I like, at least they're trying. At least they're trying and they're spending money. So on paper, if it doesn't work, I'm not going to be like, the Bears didn't. This year, they finally were aggressive, so it makes me happy. I would like to see a left tackle in the first round. That's me. I think that they've ignored the offensive line too long. Since the 06-07 era is the last time we had a good offensive line. So that's what I want. If you're going to get a safety in the second round, third round, then go for it, because Brisker's health, I know he talks a big game online, and I wish him well. But, yes, I worry about re-signing him. But so if you're going to draft a safety, fine. But I think you should take, if you get that running back, but you need a left tackle in either round 1 or 2, in my opinion, hopefully round 1.
That's the thing, though. This is like the worst draft for left tackles this year, unfortunately for the Bears.
Yeah, would you rather draft someone?
I'm not. I can't disagree with you, though. You know,
would you rather take someone, say, in the second round? Let's say they draft that running back, just hypothetically, in the first round. You say, the draft isn't deep. The alternative is number 72. I can't say his name. You can't tell me that a kid in the second round this year in the draft couldn't be better than that kid at number 72 that's wearing Fridge's
big
number.
Question we've been talking about for the past few weeks. It's true.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
or he's wearing Charles Leno's number. That was Aldo's guy.
That's my good. And let's get him out of the golf balls and bring him back to Chicago. No, by the way, Tooch hit another one out of the ballpark last week on Bears State of Affairs. He talked about that same thing that you and I texted about that interior of the offensive line. There are no guarantees with those guys. Like Tooney, he is a great player, but he's only under contract for 1 year. He may end up, whether Ryan Poles wants it or not, to be a 1-year rental. And then the right guard is coming off a terrible year with the Rams. Injuries, didn't play well when he was moved to a new position, the center position. And then Dahlman, he's good, but he's never been an elite center. We're hoping that he will be under Ben Johnson. So we're all Bears fans. We're always going to question fucking Jesus Christ could come down and bless him, and we'd be all, no, that's not Jesus.
We haven't had a good center since Roberto Garza, though.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I hear you. I'm glad too, Dan, that they are doing something about it. But unfortunately, it's not a sure thing. And for instance, the best left tackle in this draft is Josh Simmons, but he's coming off his kneecap was fucking moved out of place and stuff.
He only played like 5 games too. At a high level.
He played 6 games at a high level, 6 games. Yeah. And so, he's the consensus number 1 left tackle, unless you believe Will Campbell with his short arms can play that position. So
what are your thoughts on Campbell with the short arms?
You know what? I gotta go. It's like picking between Greg Gabriel's opinion and Ben Johnson. I'm gonna go with Ben Johnson. The tape shows that he can play left tackle, and if for some reason he fails there, then move him into guard. So you've got an opportunity there. If they believe that Will Campbell, those guys who study tape way more than I do, I just look at highlights, to be fucking honest, and I'm not studying game tape.
If Campbell and Jonty are there at 10, what do you think the Bears do?
I think they'll
that's
look.
The question.
The first thing they'll do is
trade to 11.
Exactly. You want to make a trade? Yeah, exactly. Let's try to make a trade.
San Francisco's right behind them, I think, right?
Yeah,
San Francisco
49ers. Yep. Hey, get on the phone with John Lynch.
They have a history of fleecing us, if you recall.
They do. They do. Right. They do. Mitch Trubisky. And who's the guy? Solomon Thomas. Is he even in the league anymore?
Yeah, he is. He just actually signed the contract a month ago. Yeah.
Right.
That's the weird thing is, with most teams, when they make transactions like that, there's a high level of confidence because we've gone through the fucking worst years of our lives as Bears fans. Mm-hmm. Whatever the Bears do, I'm going to question a little bit. I am really happy that Ben Johnson is the head coach of this team because I think he could potentially help eliminate or reduce heavily his mistakes. Just having another smart guy on the show. That's why I'm so glad that Nikki is here. Smart, sexy.
Go on. Go on.
Smart, sexy, smells so good. Does Dad get jealous when I hit on Nikki?
No.
Jeez, darn it.
I wouldn't worry about it either, Dan. His wife would probably hit him with that pipe wrench that she was fixing to think with.
Yeah, I mean, exactly.
I'm on the mic, but she's blowing me right now. So
I'm sorry, that Bears State of Affairs just got me really hot. Sorry.
Can you move the mic a little lower down there?
We just want to hear. You don't have to see.
Yeah, exactly. I love it. I'm glad somebody's sex life here is doing well. Foster, how's your sex life lately?
Terrible.
Get out of town.
Terrible.
Get out! I don't believe it.
I haven't had sex this year except with myself, and that's not very. But I mean, nobody does Foster like Foster. But I mean, I could go for something else. Believe me.
You got it down to a science.
I hear you, man. In the fall of 2024, you were like sleeping in every woman's bed.
I didn't have life going on. There's too many things going on in my life that are just stopping me from doing these things, man.
I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear you. Meanwhile, Tooch is fucking every night, so we don't have to worry about him.
On tape. He's fucking everything on tape.
On tape. Scrolls is recommending Foster Hawk 2 of that thing, or somebody do that. All right. Anything else regarding the Chicago Bears that we should hit on? Oh, what about the Arlington Heights news? Did you guys hear about that?
Yep.
So our guy,
it was very enlightening.
Yeah, he's a shyster is what he is. This is Kevin Warren with an update on the stadium stuff. He was on NBC Sports' what's his name show.
Yeah, the good thing about it is one is that we continue our conversations with the city of Chicago.
Yep.
I've said it many, many times that piece of land along the lakefront is absolutely beautiful.
It is.
I understand all the dynamics. I understand the politics. I understand the cost of it. And then fortunately, back to George and his leadership and my predecessor, Ted Phillips, who I'm grateful for, they made a very forward-thinking decision right before I started. That was the piece of paper that was on my desk when I walked in my office in April of 23, is that they purchased 326 acres in Arlington in Heights.
Right.
This land is absolutely beautiful. I mean, it's a great piece of land. Today, ironically, is the mayoral election in Arlington Heights. So we'll have a new mayor in Arlington Heights sometime by tomorrow. We are the largest landowner there. It's a wonderful piece of land. So I'm really excited for these next couple months. The museum campus is a little bit smaller. We'll have a small mixed use, but Arlington Heights, you're talking about being able to build almost a small city with hotels, housing, to be able to do something in that part of town.
Like that, yeah, okay. So you can really build a community around it and do it that way.
Is it down to lakefront, Arlington Heights, one or the other, or are there other options that are still percolating? Because I know you've talked to other communities in the area.
Yeah, we've talked. I mean, the interesting thing about it, there are not many spaces that can really handle a stadium, and so it is really down to the museum campus somewhere downtown in Arlington Heights, and so I'm interested. I'm excited about the new mayor in Arlington Heights, and again, being the largest landowner, we've made a lot of progress there with all the tax certainty that we've been able to get.
I voted today. I'm not sure who the fuck I voted for, whether he's for the stadium or not.
Is it two new people running, or is there an incumbent?
There are two people, if I recall correctly.
New, right? New people.
Yeah,
so they will have a new mayor no matter what.
Correct. Sometime later tonight. Exactly.
Good strategy on the part of the Bears.
Yeah. So, he probably has talked to that candidate who's likely to win, and they're going to announce something pretty soon. Arlington Heights, like Cliff said, everybody kind of knew it was going to be Arlington Heights. If you know anything at all about Chicago, building a whole fucking brand new stadium in that land with the Friends of the Park and other political enemies against the idea, it was just not going to happen.
And they own the stadium in Arlington Heights if it's constructed.
That is
versus
correct.
the Park District in Chicago.
Exactly.
Who'd have thought politics would be a problem in Chicago, Aldo?
Well, here, I don't know if you guys remember this. So the biggest difference is, if they build in Chicago, it saves the Bears $3 billion because it's going to be taxpayer funded, which the people of Chicago and of Cook County do not want this.
No,
that's why
we're still paying for the updates at Soldier Field.
Yes, exactly. For another 8 years, I think.
Another 8 years, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, that's just a joke. I want to say this: Warren, and I'm not saying this as a negative, is one of the greatest bullshitted artists on the planet, in my opinion, man. Because he can go with any conversation and he comes out looking good on it. He's fabulous. I'm not saying that as a negative thing. I'm saying it's good that the Bears have this, and it's just an opinion of what I see and hear. Go ahead, please.
Do you guys think that it's been Arlington Park the whole time, and the rest is just leverage? To leverage the tax base. They got an alleviation of tax valuation. To lower their taxable base.
I would say it's that. I think that's certainly a part of it, but also the Bears then can say, "Hey, we tried to stay. We wanted to stay in the city, We did everything we could to stay in the city so that they're not the villains, even though it's only 30 miles down the road. But I think that they didn't want to have, you just ran like cheap whores over to Arlington Heights. They're like, we wanted to stay in Chicago. So they can maintain some face by all the posturing the last year plus by Mr. Warren.
I agree. The key phrase I think was where he said we could build almost like a small city. That to me was like the key signal that it's kind of been Arlington Park is the favorite the whole time. Just because to me it would be, you've got the train that goes right in there. You're minutes from O'Hare. You have 326 acres. That's a lot of parking. That's bars, restaurants, hotels, shopping. A small community casino, and then hosting with a retractable roof like the Final Four, a Super Bowl, a college football national championship. To me, Arlington Park you get all of that.
I thought they were going to go just dome only, though.
Okay, is it dome, not a retractable dome?
I heard they were just going straight dome.
Straight dome is cheaper, right?
Right. Yes, the renderings that we saw didn't have retractable, and when Warren was asked about that, he said it was simply because of cost that we don't have the retractable roof. Yep. The other thing about this, if it is true that there was a delay coming in for whatever reason, whether it's to appease fans or whatever. The stadium now is going to cost billions more because of tariffs and all of the price increases on shit. So if this was a master plan by Warren, then it backfired on him because the price of building a stadium has just gone up a couple $100 million at least. So I'm not happy.
More than that, Aldo. It's more than that.
Yeah, I would say you're right. Maybe
I literally got a project today where I've got to replace an entire service and the mast coming out for the electric for a house, right? And my guy's telling me, he goes, look, we got to go buy this stuff now because the tariffs are going to take effect. This stuff is going to cost you more on Friday than if we go buy it tomorrow.
Wow.
So, I mean, it's that big of a deal. It's not gone up by a few $100 million. It's gone up by 30, 40%, some cases 50.
Jesus.
Seriously, that's the problem.
Look at that.
I don't like to get political, but I mean that's what it's going to be.
I mean it is what it is. Whoever the fuck is behind it, it's not helping matters, but hopefully that will be cleared up soon.
Did you see one good thing? And again, obviously everyone knows I'm not a fan of the current administration, but to give them props, if I read it correctly, he signed an executive order today that I don't know when it's supposed to take effect, but it's supposed to preclude like Ticketmaster and SeatGeek and these outlets from fucking us on events and tickets. I mean, because they do, man. The tickets sell, like the artists are buying their own tickets and then selling them like ×5 face value.
Yeah.
I don't know how or soon it's supposed to take effect, but he had Kid Rock there in some horrible outfit.
Yeah.
But it's supposed to help us, the buyer. And that would be good with football season around the corner,
Everyone on this show is a dog and a loser. Not John. He's the best, except for me. Except for me.
I like it. He has to say "except for me" twice.
Yeah, exactly.
Tickets upstairs at Soldier Field in the 4th level. If all of us wanted to go, it'd be like $3,000.
Damn.
Wow.
For all of us. I mean, if we needed like 6 or 7 tickets.
Yeah.
Jesus. That scares me. It really does fucking scare me. It's only going to be princes and queens and kings and queens that are going to be attending sporting events because the ticket prices are just going way.
Well, maybe that's what Trump's helping us with. I don't know how it actually takes effect or what it actually means. But again, he signed an executive order today that's supposed to alleviate some of that burden.
Yeah. Well, until the CEOs and ticket companies, people call him up and make a donation, and like all politicians, he'll change his mind and tear up the executive order. And I've seen all politicians, Democrats, Republicans, and everyone else. All right, let's move on. Anything else Bears related as we're about an hour into the show? I can't think of anything off the top of my head. On tonight's, we've covered
the stadium down.
Yeah. Any specific rule proposal being made down at the owners' meeting?
Right,
I hope they get rid of that tush push. quarterback sneak shit.
You don't like
it's
it? You
tabled until next year, though.
Is it? Oh.
Unfortunately, I agree with you, though, Danny.
I like the one the Lions were trying to get past, that the illegal contact wouldn't mean an automatic first down. Because it'll be like 3rd and 18, and then there's that 5-yard penalty, automatic first down. So I'm in favor of Detroit's proposal on that.
Me too.
There was a few interesting things in the rule changes. You know, they expanded the instances in which instant replay can assist field officials, and they're going to be using that Sony's Hawkeye virtual measurement system to measure the distance between where the ball was spotted.
Oh, you mean how Buffalo got fucked against Kansas City on that first down? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that was in Kansas City with everyone's favorite team, so we knew what was going to happen.
Yep, the tush push is tabled until next year. There was something change on the kickoff. I can't remember what they did.
I got to tell you, while you're looking at that, Scroll says not enough hookers in Arlington Heights, but we can work on that. That just gave me an idea. Nikki,
the Packers were the ones that wanted to outlaw the tush push, by the way.
Yeah, tush push hookers. I like that.
As Bears fans, we should naturally be for the tush push, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Because the Packers want it outlawed.
But Nikki knows where I'm going with this, right? You know, why don't we start our own business? You know, I'll redo the house. It'll become a brothel now.
I've always dreamed of being a madam of a brothel. I love it.
Look at that.
Damn.
I got co-owner and madam to run the place.
I think I'll be a great madam.
Heidi Fleiss was her hero.
Foster wants to be the in-house physician.
I just want to be like the first customer.
I was just about to say this. A touchback, the ball's going to be at the 35 now.
Oh!
On kickoffs?
Yep,
and
after
punts?
kickoffs. Yep.
What about punts? Because punt was still at 20 last year.
Just kickoffs.
Yeah, just kickoffs. New kickoff thing, the dynamic kickoff. Yeah. That's a big rule change.
Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah. They should have actually done that last year, but
the that new kickoff format was a temporary rule. Now it's permanent.
Oh, it is permanent now.
So, I wasn't a fan. I'm a traditionalist, purist. I like the old kickoff format, though. You know.
Mm-hmm.
But I just watching.
I like it too. But if the data says too many injuries, then you got to make some modifications.
Yep.
So
overtime periods, each team gets an opportunity to possess the ball, regardless of the outcome of the first drive. Now,
even if the team scores a touchdown.
Yep. Even if a team previously, if a team scored a touchdown, the opening possession of overtime, the game would be over, but not any longer. The other team will get a chance to possess the ball.
Oh,
I don't like that.
You don't like that?
You don't like that?
First off, I don't like how overtime's only 10 minutes now anyway. It almost means you get one chance or it's a tie if you don't lose. But if you're going to say the touchdown wins and now the other team still gets another chance, it's pretty deflating to me. So what happens then?
Imagine we'll see more ties, right, Danny?
If both team ties, is it a tie then essentially? If both team scores, I mean, is it essentially a tie or is there double overtime?
It doesn't say. I wonder if Jeff Willis has it in the chat. It doesn't say.
But that's a fact. That's happening? Like it's already done?
Yep.
I don't like that.
They're amended. It's the same as what they had for playoffs. Each team gets an opportunity to possess the ball.
I think it's fairer than just saying, "Oh, you won the coin toss, so all you got to do is score to win."
I agree, Dan. I agree with Foster.
Shit, I wish we still had the rules. Remember when Detroit come to Chicago in 2002 and he played the win? Remember that? And the Bears got the ball and kicked the field goal to win against the win. You know what I'm talking about? What was his name? What was that coach's name?
Yeah.
He got roasted because of it.
Fuck.
What team was it again?
Detroit in 2002. They came to Chicago. In overtime, he tried to play the wind and kicked off, and the Bears kicked the field goal.
Wayne Fonts was gone by
then. It was after Wayne.
It was after Wayne Fonts. Let's see if I can find that real quick because that's a good one.
I think it should be sudden death. 15-minute quarters, sudden death.
Man,
if the other team kicks a field goal, fuck it, you lost.
I can't remember who coached the Lions then.
Marty Morningweg.
Marty Morningweg. Yeah.
He played the wind.
Yep.
He played the wind, and the Bears still won with Paul Ettinger. And the Detroit people were like, "You fucking idiot! You have to take the ball first." And so I wish it was sudden death. That's me. I grew up on sudden death and overtime. I like it.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, but see, if we go into overtime and we lose the toss and the Lions march the ball down the field, I want Caleb to get his shot to tie the game. I just feel like the other team should not be penalized for losing the coin toss. So I don't know. I'm struggling with that, Dan.
Well, that rule's gone anyway. So that I was going back to yesteryear, so to speak. So if the way it is now, I still think the team that scores if you score the touchdown, that should be it. But it doesn't matter what I think. I'm just saying, I like the sudden death one from 25, 30, 40 years ago. So
yeah, I don't know. I some of those rule changes, one of the things that they should do, this rules committee, is figure out more and more ways to make the things easier for the officials. What do you think about this rule? Only 1 foot in bounds, just like college football. Let's not have a fucking review to see if we got both feet on. Let's think of all the rules. Is it really necessary to throw a flag if the offensive linemen are downfield?
Well, yeah, you have to do that.
Why? Why?
Because, right now, if the play, it in regards to run and pass, I think that makes a big difference if you allow illegal man downfield.
Illegal man downfield rule is
because
so the defensive backfield doesn't know who to cover if there's
I don't like that. I don't like that.
You're covering everyone who's not an offensive lineman. Their numbers are from 60 to 70.
I know.
Yeah. So you're throwing a screen pass, right? And the offensive linemen right now are supposed to wait until the guy has caught the ball. How could they do that? They don't have eyes behind their head. They can only see straight ahead.
It's a timing situation.
If they're 2-3 yards past the line of scrimmage, big fucking deal. So it might help score more points. I don't know. I just want to say this. Look at every fucking rule and ask, do we really need that? Do you really need, the man in motion? Some of these penalties, I don't even know what the fuck they are. I've been following
the best thing that you said there, and let's just compare this to, let's say, football in the 90s or the 80s or whatever decade. When you go back and watch an old game, there's no controversy with every catch. Call it a fucking catch or not.
Yes.
Going back to when Des Bryant was in Dallas and they got cheated at Green Bay with that no catch call. You know the one I'm talking about, the playoffs.
Yep.
It seems like ever since then, or maybe even Calvin Johnson before that, we've had this dissection of every catch in the first quarter. That's what you should do. Just make a rule that says it's a catch or it's not a catch and move the fuck on. Because that's what slows down the games. I agree with that, man. Like, I don't know if it's the 2 feet in is the situation, but let's not argue and bicker about the catch every time.
I agree. And in basketball now, it takes 20 minutes to play the last 2 minutes. In baseball, it's like now they can review. They speeded up things with the pitch clock, but now you can fucking use replay and delay the game to the point where you could go take a piss and a shit and they're still looking at the video.
or go get a blowjob from your wife.
Yeah.
If you're lucky enough.
Should have thought that one.
What was the one guy who caught the touchdown? They didn't call it non-touchdown against the Saints, the tight end for the Bears. He injured. He never got played again after he was injured. And they didn't give him the touchdown.
Zach Miller.
Yeah,
Zach Miller. Yeah. I'm still mad about that.
Absolutely.
And then Dan quickly pointed out to me, did you see the Rivion's explanation for this? The guy's bullshitting up his ass. I turned it on. I'm like, yeah, the guy's just making shit up to cover up for his official's bad call.
He justified his bad call, and it made it even look worse, if at all plausible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was awful. But people always forget, because that Calvin Johnson play on opening day in 2010, I said this so many times. You go back, the Bears got ripped on that same play at Ford Field in 2004 with Chad Hutchinson throwing a game-winning pass to Bernard Berry, and they called that same bullshit to Calvin Johnson in 2010. So the Lions got what the fuck they deserved that day. Fuck them.
Amen.
All right, let's get to the main part of the show, which is our fantasy honey bear draft.
Can I ask, Danny, one last thing.
Ask him as much as you want.
watched any college basketball with 4 number 1 seeds now for the first time since 2008.
I'm not a college sports fan. I don't hate it. If I had to watch it, it's not like I'm going to be sitting there miserable like NASCAR or something.
I don't watch national championship game.
No, I don't watch college sports. I'm not interested.
Dan, did you ever buy Playboy magazine when it was the college edition?
No. The only time I ever bought Playboy was when I in college. I worked at a radio station and a gas station, and it had liquor and all, videos and everything, and it had Playboy. Yeah. So if somebody like a celebrity was in it, I was there. I saw it before it went on newsstand. I would buy it if it was somebody I liked. Yeah. But I didn't have a subscription.
Aldo, do you watch the national championship basketball game?
I'll watch the Final Four. I was following Notre Dame's women's basketball team run because I really like them, and they fucked up over the weekend. So I'll watch the Final Four, yeah.
I catch it all each when I can.
Yep. You'll watch the national championship game?
Yeah, you know what? One of the best times I ever had was I was in Vegas for the NCAA tournament. And, I didn't know what the fuck I was betting on, but I was winning, putting $10 on San Antonio State to beat McNeese State. I didn't know what the fuck was going on, but I'm getting drunk and winning. I had a great fucking weekend. Vegas, baby. All right. Let's turn our attention now to the Honey Bears, because this is really top of mind topic for me and Nikki and the rest of you guys. I don't know what the fuck you guys been thinking. So,
how many of the Honey Bears? Now, ironically, the last time the Bears had cheerleaders was our Super Bowl win.
Exactly. Why we need them.
How many of those ladies had bushes? You think the last set of Bear Bears? Or hair bears.
Hair bears. I like that.
Yeah, the hair bears.
They
all had bushes in '85. Guaranteed. Everybody on the team.
The hair bears.
It was. I checked, man. It was a clean sweep. Literally.
I like it.
Instead of calling them the Honey Bears, we call them the Hair Bears, and they got hair on their armpits and big bushes that peek out of the hot pants.
That's fine with me.
The Daisy Dukes.
we haven't seen Hair Bear in a while.
Hair Bear is checks us out on demand when he can. But that's a great question. How many of these women, had hairy bushes?
All of them.
Every woman pre-2005 had bush.
That's right.
I started seeing like the shaved pussies in my own life with around 2000.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Around 2000. So it was Y2K that did it, huh?
Yeah, we didn't lose power, but we lost the bush.
So the premise. Go ahead, please.
I was going to say, the Bears were on CBS all these times. Were you filming any of this? Because I noticed there's a lot of breast shots.
I was not.
That's what he won his Emmys for.
That's exactly right. I'd like to thank Mary Lou. That was, truly one of the reasons why that era, the 1980s football, was great, was because the Bears had a brash team. They had one of the best defenses, if not the best, in the history of football. But also the Honey Bears need to get their acclaim too. And even William Refrigerator Perry had a cheerleading group called the Refrigerettes. You guys remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, it is time. We know we've heard that Virginia was against the idea. She probably, grew disdain for this because her father wanted the Honey Bears, but she probably,
I'm sure,
George was getting some Honey Bear pussy.
Yeah, but it's probably these leering shots of cleavage, and there's one shot coming up here where the cameraman actually zooms into the cleavage. Virginia probably saw this shot.
Yeah, that's what killed it. He ruined it for us.
Exactly.
The cameraman killed it for us. Yep.
That's the only explanation I can come up with. Yeah. So we are going to do our own fantasy. Yes, I think I know that guy too.
I think, although you need to email the next Arlington Park mayor and tell him you're no stadium unless we get the Honey Bears back.
That's right. It's got to be part of the resolution.
And we want the Bears to wear white on white. Bring that back too.
That's right. And only people from the Barroom Network and some from BCP can be on the selection committee for these Honey Bears. And of course, Nikki will be there leading the troops.
Absolutely.
So so here's the premise of what we're going to do. Little foolish game here. We're going to do a fantasy Honey Bears draft, mock draft. What's Jeff saying? I can smell Foster secondhand smoke from here. I haven't smoked a cigarette in 6.5 years. But
Torturing Jeff.
What was the line? Do you remember the line, Dan, in Mad Men when everybody in the conference room is smoking and somebody offers somebody a cigarette and he goes, "No, I'll just breathe in the air."
I don't remember that specific moment.
That's
great show, though.
Wonderful show. So we're going to do a fantasy mock draft, and the women that I've selected, and the guys don't have to adhere to the women that I've selected, but the thinking behind it is we grew up in the 70s and 80s and 90s, this particular cast. Nikki didn't. Of course, she was born in the year 2000.
No, she was born in 83.
Nah, bullshit. I was born 2000. Bullshit.
So I thought that we would, pay tribute to those women that gave us our first hard-ons and our 1,000th, 10,000th, and 10 millionth orgasm from masturbating. Pay tribute to them, and we pick from them. And when I say we, it's going to be Foster, it's going to be Tooch, it's going to be Dan, and it's going to be Nikki. And it's going to be like a fantasy football draft. We'll snake our way through. Here is a quick look at the women. There's Raquel Welch, who I know.
Oh, goodness.
I know.
Wow.
Exactly what I said.
And she's got some pussy fur there, too.
I can't think of anyone better than Nikki to be a part of this fantasy draft.
Like all stars of the State Bank. I love this.
What was that lady's? There was a lady that she used to masturbate to, Kate Moss.
Yeah, I used to masturbate to Kate Moss, the
Really?
supermodel back in the 90s.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love Kate Moss.
Tell us more.
Is Kate Moss in the draft?
No, but we can add her. That's for sure. Wait a minute. I'm pulling up a picture of Kate Moss here so that the young people in the audience will realize, I masturbated. I masturbated too.
Show and tell here. Show and tell.
Exactly. There's Kate. She's 50 now. Wow.
I know, right? She still looks good,
hot,
too.
She looks really hot. My goodness.
Yep.
Yeah.
Look at that bone structure.
Yeah. Look at my bone structure.
Don't let Swanky see those pictures.
Yeah, right. Is Swanky in the chat room? Because I don't big ass.
He hasn't been here in a while.
Yeah, he had a recent loss in his family, and I've neglected to reach out to him, but I will, Swanky, if you're listening. Yeah. All right. So after Raquel, another candidate is Linda Carter, who we all grew up watching. Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
Foster, you got a good masturbation story to this Linda Carter?
Actually, I don't, but I know when she was on the show every week. I'm sure I masturbated her more than once a week.
Yeah.
Aldo, do you remember there was a movie on TCM that you and I watched, not together, but we talked about like 4 or 5 years ago where she showed her tits?
Yes, Bobby Joe and the Outlaw.
I knew it was something.
Yes. Yeah. The reason I remember it was because I went to see it at the Tiffin Theater on North Avenue, and it was a beautiful sex scene. Her breasts are fully exposed, and she's walking around with short shorts and a really tight top through the entire movie. And then when the movie was done, it was the last feature on a Thursday night. There was a print of the 35 millimeter print of the movie waiting for somebody to pick it up, and all the movie posters the theater had for promoting the movie. I sold the posters.
This is the same film that Paul Rubens got in trouble for beating off too, right? Pee Wee Herman?
Is it? I didn't know that.
Wow.
I'm just joking. I thought you two were together is what I was suggesting.
That would have been great.
I got a Linda Carter story.
Yeah, cool.
Did you guys? I don't know if anybody remembers the Battle of the Network Stars used to be on in the 70s.
Sure thing.
I used to watch that on ESPN Classic when it.
Yeah.
Okay. So did you see her in her suit coming out for the swim?
I don't recall.
After swimming in the competition.
No, I didn't.
I think I did, and I hit the ceiling. I made it back. I was able to hit the ceiling from 6 feet. But that's a great shot because it just shows everything. You can see through her suit on that if you've ever seen the clip, and it's on YouTube to this day because they're showing it.
Oh, see if you can find that.
That was just one of the hottest things that I saw as a young man.
Well, here's
this
next contestant is going to spark some more memories. It's Catherine Bach, who everybody will remember from Dukes of Hazzard.
I'm not into her.
Really?
I don't like Dukes of Hazzard. I'm not into that kind of.
I'm not. I was never a fan of the show, but when I was changing the TV from channel 2 to 5 to 7, because those are the only stations we got, I would always stop if she was walking around in those short shorts that were called Daisy Dukes.
Daisy Dukes.
Those shorts are named after her.
Exactly, her character. Yeah, her legs were insured for $1 million. Her poster sold over 5 million copies. I didn't buy a poster, or care about her legs. I just wanted to jerk off to her. All right, I'm torn on this next one. Not one of my favorites, but I wondered if would be a favorite for you guys, and that is Carrie Fisher.
Nikki loves. I argue with her because Carrie Fisher's daughter is fucking hot as shit. But Nikki likes Carrie Fisher. I'm like, is this because of your Star Wars shit?
Yes, and thank you so much for putting her in her gold, bikini. I
don't like that short hair either, man. That's just not me. Man.
I'll tell you what. When I first saw her in the Star Wars movies with those donut haircut hairdo, I was like, no fucking way. They could have picked somebody better looking. But when she came out in this movie with this outfit, I started to reevaluate my life.
Yep.
Yeah.
His entire life.
Her fucking daughter is a 10.
What's her name? Do you know?
Billy something. Billy Laird. Is that what is it? It's Laird.
Billy.
She's on American Horror Story.
Billy, I want a layer.
You don't know who I'm talking about?
Lord.
Billy Lord, I guess is her name. Yeah, she's on American Horror Story. She is fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, Lourd. Let me see if I can put it up on the screen here. It just takes doing this and then pressing this and then putting that up there and getting
the lady I work with, Latoya, she said that the American Horror Story was in their 1984 anthology year. And she had all those like leg warmers on and was doing like the Jane Fonda workout shit from like 84. And Latoya goes, my God, watching American Horror Story last night, I've never wanted to eat pussy so much in my entire life. She's like, God, I masturbated thinking about eating pussy all night.
Jeez. Wow. I've done that. So this is
cute, though.
This is her, right?
The daughter's way better looking than the mom.
Nah.
I agree with Nikki.
Say hi.
Well, you haven't seen her body. You're just seeing her smile. You haven't seen her body there. Her body's amazing.
I want to get on Nikki's good side.
Although I'm just like you, though.
Thank you.
The original Star Wars, I didn't have anything for her, and then when they showed when I saw the screen with Jabba the Hutt and her chain, and that outfit,
well,
that just changed everything. It changed everything in my mind. What was ever left of it at the time.
That's a game changer, no doubt. So this is a up-and-coming draft pick for our Honey Bears team. Now, the next one,
do you guys know who her parents are and her sisters and brothers and stuff?
Yeah, Eddie Fisher and Debbie Reynolds. Yeah.
Her sister Jolie was in. She had a couple TV shows. She was in a show, I don't remember the name of it, but I just go ahead.
It's all right, man. Interrupt anytime. Fuck me up. No, I'm just kidding.
That's why you invited me.
I wanted to count the interruptions. Tooch is ahead, 3-2. Adrienne Barbeau is my number one ranked candidate for Honey Bears.
I love her. Look at those breasts.
That's one of the best racks in Hollywood history.
Yeah. God. I
saw her on Maude.
She shows them off in a PG movie, Swamp Thing.
Yes.
Yep.
True.
Yeah. She used to fuck John Carpenter.
They were married for 6 years, so I hope they were fucking.
Yeah.
But listen, when I first saw her on the TV show Maude in 1972, 78, they didn't accentuate her boobs there, but it was very difficult to hide the fact that she has two monumentous boobage. And so I fell in love with her then and followed her movie career, and the movies are terrible. But
no, they're not. Creepshow. I love Creepshow. When Hal Holbrook is her husband, and he's like, just tell it to call you Billy. And she gets eaten by that fucking monster. I love that movie.
Yeah, it's okay, I guess.
You don't like Creep Show, Stephen King, and that's a good.
It's okay.
That's good, man.
It's okay.
I love Creep Show.
Yeah.
Part one.
But as Jeff says, those are some large boobs. So she's a candidate. We move on now. This is somebody that I think everyone will agree is one of the sexiest women of all time, and that is Farrah Fawcett. Anybody disagree with that?
No. How could you disagree?
No.
Yeah.
I had the poster and the shirt. Although.
So you were one of 6 million people who bought or stole the poster.
Mm-hmm.
I think Farrah Fawcett's a lady that isn't like I see Adriana Barbeau and I'm like, oh my God. Like Farrah Fawcett, just to me is just naturally pretty, but doesn't make me like want to come or something. But it's hard. It's undeniable beauty, but it's not really my type. But she's a 10. I can acknowledge that. But like Adriana Barbeau, I see those breasts and I immediately want to start pounding my penis.
I agree 100% with what you just said.
There was an iconic Farrah Fawcett poster, though, of her in a bikini, like on a beach or something, right? Wasn't that was in every house that you went to in the
Wasn't she fucking Ryan
70s,
O'Neal? Was that what she
80s?
was with?
Yeah, I believe so.
I think Ryan O'Neal is just like he really outkicked his cousin.
He skeeves me. I don't know why. He just skeeves me. I don't know why.
Didn't he try to fuck their daughter or something after she died? Or stepdaughter or something? Like if she was an actress too after Farrah died, he hit on her at the funeral or something.
Never heard that one.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
All right, let's get a news reporter out there right away. All right, this next person is not high on my list. I'm dying to know what you guys think. It's Olivia Newton-John.
She basic.
Yeah.
I mean, she's hot, but she's basic.
To me, it's I'm always amazed at how many people tell me, "Oh, I loved her growing up. I masturbated to her a million times." Not me. She was a great singer.
Andy. No.
She basic.
Foster, I see you shaking your head. Or is that your fist?
She never did anything for
me. Aldo, Nikki's never watched Grease.
That's the only time she looked good to me was in Grease.
She's never seen Grease. Nikki's never watched Grease.
For good reason. I don't have any interest in watching it. I just
you don't like musicals or?
In general, like I mean, rock operas I can watch and stuff like that, but like basic musicals, not so much.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you on that.
I went to that high school. That
is it Taft?
William
Taft
in Chicago.
Yeah,
so
pretty cool.
We just got filled with that stuff for years because that was the early '80s and Grease had just been out. So I mean,
Dan, you didn't like the music in Grease, right? I mean, that's not your cup of tea.
No, it's not my music, but I did see Grease. I saw Grease 2 with Michelle Pfeiffer, who was another hot ass fucking lady too.
Oh yeah, that's right. She was in 2. All right, we got another one here. It is Christine Brinkley, very famous.
How did she fuck Billy Joel? Billy Joel got to fuck her.
Musicians, man.
Oh
musicians.
man, Billy Joel, come on.
Nice.
I should have included Kathy Ireland. God.
Yeah,
damn,
she was
what's
hot.
wrong?
Yeah,
with
she was
me?
hot. Yeah, she was hot.
Yeah. But Christy Brinkley, she was in National Lampoon's Vacation movie as the girl in the red Ferrari.
This is crazy.
Yeah.
The scene in the pool.
it was actually on last night, and I watched it.
Really?
Yes.
Did you whip it out?
No. Too tired, man. But I had to keep it on just to see her cruise by in that car.
I can't
do the things she did in the pool.
I got a Norm Macdonald joke for you. I think it was on Weekend Update when they got divorced. He's like, big divorce news. You know, Christy Brinkley divorced Billy Joel because she realized she's Christy Brinkley and he's Billy Joel.
You sounded like Norm there too.
That's really good.
Thank you.
This next one I debated putting her as a candidate because a lot of people are divided on her. I just go back to the time that she became famous and everybody seemed to she was a global phenomenon, and it's Madonna, of course.
Yeah, Madonna's good.
Yeah, you got to have her on this list, right?
Yeah.
She's been in 20 movies. She's commonly known as the Queen of Pop, and her career has been studied in universities around the world. You may like her, you might hate her, but she certainly deserves qualification for our Honey Bears. Plus, this one, too, is very high on my list, Pamela Anderson. Guys,
how did Kid Rock fuck her?
Oh my gosh, you see the size of his penis?
That was Tommy Lee that had the giant dick.
Oh yeah,
Tommy Lee from Motley Crue.
Yeah,
I'm not saying Tommy shouldn't fucking, but Kid Rock.
Yeah, that's right. It was Tommy Lee.
The famous story is that they were watching a screening of Borat, and Kid Rock was like, "You're a whore," and broke up with her because he was disgusted by Borat.
He's an idiot.
He is an idiot. All right, and now this next candidate here, I think is going to spark a lot of great memories among many of us, and that is Phoebe Cates.
Oh, God.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Her coming out of that swimming
I'm
pool.
Judge Reinhold right now.
Keep your Reinhold in your pants.
Well played.
But Rolling Stone says that moment where she's taking off her bikini, that the most memorable bikini drop in cinema history. Yeah,
probably.
That has to be. That has to be. And she retired way too early from the movies. We've been denying her.
Kevin Kline.
That fucker.
That bastard.
Why didn't he retire?
Yeah. He only made one good film anyway, A Fish Called Wanda.
That one, did you ever see Dave where he plays a presidential doppelganger? No,
I hate the one where someone
good movies after that.
I hate the one where someone tells him he's gay, and then he's like, "Maybe I am gay."
In and out. I was in and out. I remember that.
If someone just said I was gay, I wouldn't be like, "Well, I think I'm gay now." That's just so bizarre to me.
That's strange. All right, next one is Heather Locklear, known as Amanda.
Tommy Lee fucked her too.
Oh, fuck you, Tommy Lee. I hate
she
you.
was in the second Swamp Thing movie.
Was she?
Yeah.
Oh, I got to cue that one up tonight. A lot of, I never cared for her too much. I mean, obviously she's adorable and stuff.
Yeah, she's cute.
Yeah, but then she got into like drug issues. Wasn't she like a drug offender? And there's these mugshots out there of her looking totally wasted. Yeah, wherever you are, Heather, we wish you luck in our competition here. And then Jennifer Aniston. Really?
Meh.
Really?
I mean, she's pretty, but
yeah, meh. I'm with Danny on this. Meh.
Yeah, she's all right.
Yeah.
Foster, put the petroleum jelly down. Let me know your thoughts on Jennifer Aniston.
I've never watched one episode of Friends. Never.
Never, huh?
Never, not one.
You're such a lucky guy.
I have to go off because I'm going to be busy. Can you leave that picture up for about 2 minutes?
I think she's a really good comedic actress, though.
Yeah, she's a dynamite actress.
Really excellent comedic actress.
I think so too.
I don't know, but I there is something about her. It's like what was it? The media nicknamed her America's Sweetheart. She was starring in Friends. She does have that sweetheart quality to her. Unlike this next bitch, Jennifer Lopez. Jennifer, of course, because she's Puerto Rican, she's a personal favorite of mine. And I have been masturbating to her since 1991 when she made her TV debut as a fly girl on In Living Color. Anybody want to comment on Jennifer Lopez?
She looks so good in the movie U-Turn by Oliver Stone because she had
Yes.
her dark, natural hair color, which I like better than the dyed blonde shit. And also, I believe that she and Puffy got away with shooting that bitch in a nightclub.
She's a gangster.
Everything you said, Dan.
She's a bad bitch.
I love her. I love her. Mr. Shorty says, Jen is okay. Hey, man, a little more excitement to my fellow Puerto Riqueña. All right. Jennifer Love
Is she getting a
Hewitt.
divorce now from Ben Affleck?
Yeah, I think it's her 5th divorce.
Good.
3 of them from Ben. And
He might have just as many.
Good. Yeah, but once again, he's Ben Affleck. She's Jennifer Lopez.
Yeah, exactly. What about Jennifer Love Hewitt? Does anybody love Hewitt?
Jennifer Love Boobit.
Yeah.
She broke Carson Daly's heart from MTV.
Is that right?
And he was on, I think he's on the Today Show now. Yeah, she like made him suicidal almost.
Wow.
So
She'd
that
make me
shows you
suicidal.
she's got the hypnotic pussy. Yep.
Oh, and when I saw this movie, she was in with Sigourney Weaver, and they both played, women who try to get rich people's money. They
Heartbreakers.
The Heartbreakers, yes.
Yep.
And in that movie, she wore a white dress, and her bubble butt was poking out of that dress, and she's lying on a bed, and I just, okay, it's time. Take a break. Let's pause the movie.
Yep.
She's a really gorgeous woman. What about Alyssa Milano? A lot of people hate her political views, but she is a cutie.
Yeah.
You think Tony Danza was ever like, hey, I'd fucking hit it? You know,
I think Tony Danza did.
Guarantee it. Guarantee it.
Who's the boss?
I'm so sick I was masturbating to her when she was a little girl.
God.
Wow. Foster and I are so much alike. It's unbelievable. Tooch, your thoughts on Cameron Diaz?
She's all right, man.
She's all
right.
Spoken like a true gay
something
porn
about
star.
Mary. Yeah. Great scene.
There's something about Cameron in this photograph.
The Vanilla Sky. He's a little psycho, you know.
Do the line.
Vanilla Sky kind of turned me off of her a little bit.
Oh, on Vanilla Sky, she crashes the car with Tom Cruise. She's like, I swallow your load. Or whatever. Now, my favorite line with her is when she's in the scene with Matt Dillon on There's Something About Mary, and he's like, oh my God, you're sleeping with Brett Favre? And he's like, why is Brett Favre here? And he's like, I'm in town to play the Dolphins, you stupid bastard, or something. Brett Favre is actually funny in there.
So this next one, I know Johnny Santucci is going to love her. Marissa Tomei.
Oh yeah. Yep, all-time fave.
Yeah.
My cousin Vinny.
Yeah.
She's so cute.
Yeah, definitely.
Yep. That performance in My Cousin Vinny with that accent, she won the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress, although there was a rumor that Jack Palance read the wrong name.
Jack Palance.
Yeah, he was acting goofy, doing one.
He was fucking high as hell. Came out with whatever. I don't care who's on here. It's going to be Marissa Tomei.
Yeah, I think Marissa might be a candidate for the head cheerleader.
Yeah, that reminds me of a line that Seth Rogen used in a movie. He was talking about how teachers nowadays fuck their students.
Yeah,
he's like, all my fucking teachers look like Jack Palance.
That was one ugly leading man, I'll tell you. All right, this woman is not at all ugly. In fact, she's one of my favorites, Jennifer Connelly.
Oh,
yeah. Amazing.
Great breast scene in that.
Nikki, it took me 90 minutes to find the photo because I loved them all and finally picked this one.
I think you picked the right one.
She's been in movies since she was a little kid. Did you guys know that?
Yeah. I don't mean to keep talking, but I got a story for you.
Right, you're doing well.
Once upon a time in America, we probably talked about this years ago on the show, but she was 13. You remember Robert De Niro's character is a kid and sees her breast, so he wants to hit it or whatever, which isn't sweet and natural. It's something we all went through, you know? Mm-hmm. But she shows her tits, but it's not really her because she's 13. Yeah, right. So they used a stunt double for the tits, just someone that had small A cups or whatever. Mm-hmm. But they had to they were going through some shit. Like they had to prove to the board that gives the ratings. Everyone thought that she was really naked and thought it was child porn. But
I just want to know how much was Tooch paid for being the boob double?
God.
You guys see Inventing the Abbots with Jennifer Connelly?
I've never seen that movie.
Oh, you got to see it. Well, not only is it a great movie, Joaquin Phoenix is in it, and Jennifer Connelly has a great topless scene.
Well, that scene in the movie Career Opportunities where she's on that pony, you know, that you put a quarter in and the pony.
Was that Dana Carvey?
Frank Whaley. Frank Whaley was the leading man in it.
Exactly. He's locked himself into a department store overnight. I think he's the cleanup crew or something. Maybe she's the one.
He's security, I think.
He's security, right?
Really.
And so I don't know the plot. All I remember is she's on top of this pony and going like this, and it's so sexually suggestive. And I'm just glad I saw it on VHS. Rewind, play. Rewind, play.
I watched a movie with her in it the other night that I'd never heard of, where she's like. Sir Ben Kingsley's playing an Iranian, and they're arguing over the property, and it ends up being really dark. Where
House of Sand and Fog.
Yes,
that was really good. I had never even heard of it until like 2 days ago.
Yeah, I saw it years when it was released. I remember it. I don't remember it well, but I remember liking it. Halle Berry, you asked, Scrolls, and you will receive.
You got it, Scrolls.
Yep. She was the first runner-up in Miss USA and came in 6th in Miss World. And then she had that breakthrough role with Eddie Murphy in the movie Boomerang. And she won an Oscar for her role in Monsters Ball.
Tell him Billy Bob Thornton, make me feel good. Make me feel good.
She's so toned. Oh, my God.
Taylor made this episode for Scrolls, guys.
I just wanted to play with my monster ball.
She was on Oprah had a special on last night that was called Women Overcoming Menopause or some shit like that. And so I saw the promo for it, and Halle Berry still looks like she's in her mid-30s. She's got the best skin. You know, she's just one of these women who's been blessed with eternal, lifelong youth and beauty. Here's another one for your taste, Salma Hayek.
Yeah.
Number 1 draft pick.
Yeah. She's up in my top 5 for sure.
Amazing.
I love it. And what about Jennifer Beals?
Oh, great.
Nice.
Speaking of art, we're talking about hair. That movie with Nicolas Cage, Vampire's Kiss, where she turns Cage into a vampire. Right. She's got a shit ton of like man hair under her arms. That always stood out with me.
Who did?
Jennifer Beals.
Jennifer Beals.
Yeah, she's the vampire in Vampire's Kiss.
She's amazing.
I remember that movie.
89.
Great, though.
Is that one of the movies where Nicolas Cage just has one of those wild, weird performances?
Of course it is.
Like every movie.
Of course it is.
That's true. That's true. He's never been kind of a normal guy.
Well, Peggy Sue Got Married. He's a little
subdued.
Yeah,
subdued. He is more subdued than that.
I love that movie. All right, next is Denise Richards. If you saw her in the Dennis Hopper movie, Dennis Hopper directed movie, what's the name of that thing? Oh, Wild Things. If you saw her in Wild Things, then you surely...
That was great.
Charlie Sheen was there with her, right?
Yeah.
Matt Dillon, Wild Things?
Yes.
Matt Dillon.
Yes. Matt Dillon.
Nev Campbell.
Kevin Bacon.
Nev Campbell.
Kevin Bacon. Yep.
Yeah, Nev Campbell. That's a good one. I was more into Nev Campbell than I was Denise Richards.
You know what? I am too. I should have had Nev Campbell in, but she's available to you if you want to draft her when we start this draft. All right, here's an interesting.
Did you guys see Starship Troopers? Anybody?
Oh,
man.
Yes. Yeah. Love that movie.
Man.
So here's the thing. Starship Troopers had Denise Richards, and she was like, oh, everybody loves it. But the people that the best girlfriend was Dina Meyer, Dizzy. Like, you know, the whole thing is like, are you a Carmen or are you a Dizzy man? You know?
Yeah, I was a Carmen.
Like
There's this.
But she's a bitch though. She fucked with Johnny the whole movie.
Yes, it's true.
Dizzy was the one who was true.
She was true. But there is a great topless scene with Denise Richards. Am I right, too, that she's taking a shower with the leading man? And
in
you see
Wild
her,
Things?
And no.
Oh, in Troopers, yeah. All of them, yep.
Oh, my gosh.
Dina Meyer, yeah.
All right, here's your very controversial pick, but I picked it because I knew Foster would love her, and that is, of course, China.
You're right.
China.
Did you all see her porn?
I did see her porn many times.
Yeah, when X-Pac, she's got a clit that's as big as my cock.
Oh my God!
Okay, I'm in now. I was going to pass, but I want to say smash now.
Yeah.
Change it. Smash.
Look at the film at 11.
She's no longer with us, though.
Smash.
No.
So I just want to tell our viewers who are watching on demand or live that I picked, because I knew Nikki was going to be on here, I picked 3 guys, you know, to make it a little more sexually even. And then when I told her that, she goes, fuck no, I want to pick the chicks. But nonetheless, here are the 3 guys.
Yeah,
Sly Stallone, the big star of the 70s and 80s.
Didn't he do porn, too?
Yes, he did. He did porn before.
Italian Stallion.
Did you guys see it?
Italian Stallion.
No, I never saw it.
I wonder what
I thought you worked on that film.
I never got the chance to work with Sly.
He was a fluffer then. This is he was just a fluffer.
Wesley Snipes has been accused of being a fluffer in jail when he didn't pay his taxes, but he was also on our list. And of course, there's one other woman I'll get to in a second, but the incomparable Bruce Lee.
Yeah.
He's too tiny. Like, I mean, yes, I know he's powerful and stuff like that, but but he's too tiny. Like, he looks too delicate to me.
He could do things to you, Nikki, that no other men could.
Probably.
I'll take Cliff Booth any day. Brad Pitt's character in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah, I hear
He
you.
kicked Bruce Lee's ass.
Yeah,
that was a good scene.
That was a great scene. And then for some reason, this woman escaped me, Demi Moore, after she became one of the Hollywood's highest paid actors.
My favorite Demi Moore is with the A cup stuff from like About Last Night when Rob Lowe was just fucking the shit out of her.
Yeah.
I jacked off to that VHS all the time in like the summer of '94.
But what about Blame It on Rio?
Good one too. Michael Caine's a cool old guy, man.
Yeah, and she's walking around in Brazil, topless beach, and she's showing it all along with her co-star.
She hates that film, and she's like, it's just written because men want to fuck young girls.
Blame It on Rio?
Yeah.
Blame It on Rio.
Both hot, I thought. I would have.
Yeah, they were both hot in that movie. I forgot.
Demi Moore.
What was the other gal's name, though? I can't remember.
Yeah, I can't remember the other girl's name either. She took John Cryer's virginity on that one movie from '84 and like broke his heart. I can't think of the name of it.
I thought he was gay.
Her name is Michelle Johnson.
Yeah, Michelle Johnson. Yep.
No, John Cryer isn't gay.
Foster, you had a question?
No, I was going to tell you, Demi Moore escaped me too, but fortunately she didn't see my face.
People are suggesting Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris is undefeated.
Hey, did you all see that Demi was, speaking of too much hair, Demi was naked in 1981 in Penthouse?
Mm-hmm.
Talk about hair.
Nice.
She had a bush like no one's ever seen before.
I love it. All right, so here's how we're going to do our little mock draft. 4 different teams, Dan Aguirre, Nikki, Foster, and Tooch. We'll go in that order with Dan, and then Nikki, Foster, and Tooch. And then we'll snake back around Tooch, Foster, Nikki, and Dan. We want 6 cheerleaders, and one of them has to be a man, so you can pick Chuck Norris if you're into hairy individuals. Tooch, which I know you have a history of dating hairy guys. I do have a graphic with the names here just to jog your memory a little bit if necessary. So, Dan Aguirre, you are on the clock. You have 1 minute to make your first pick.
I'm going to go ahead and make my pick out of that. There's so many beautiful women on here, and there's one that I want to pick. But since I'm on the clock and we're going from this list, the selection, I need the commissioner to come up. Dan Aguirre selected as the number 1 lady in the 2025 Bring Back the Chicago Bears cheerleader draft, the late Raquel Welch.
Yeah,
good pick.
That's an awesome pick, man. I am so glad. I wish I was picking 2. I would have picked her. All right. Nikki, you are now on the clock. You have 60 seconds.
Oh,
man, who's she gonna take? I don't know.
You know you got to go with Carrie Fisher.
No.
We didn't see Robert Gibbons, did we?
I'm taking those huge titties. I'm taking Adrienne Barbeau.
Oh,
I'm taking them titties. Titties are mine now.
Foster is crying, man.
You guys got my first 2 out of the gate.
Exactly. All right.
That was my number 1. Number 1, man.
Foster, you're on the clock, brother.
I am on the clock. I'm gonna snake down this ramp. I'm taking Selma Hayek.
Oh my God.
I know what I'll be doing tonight after the show.
It's the same thing Tucci's going to be doing right now.
I get 2 picks, though. Do I get 2 picks?
You get 2 picks, brother.
Well, I thought we were all masturbating right now.
Wait, why does he get 2 picks?
Because he's ending the first round and starting the second round. We're playing snake-wise.
Yeah, I'm going to take Marissa Tomei.
Marissa, nice. I knew it.
Bastard.
And then I'll take this is tough.
Yes, it is.
I can't take Carrie Fisher. I gotta leave her.
You got plenty of time. We can talk, dick and fart jokes here.
I'll take JLH.
JLH, Jennifer
Love. It's a nice little team there.
Absolutely.
Nice little
Jennifer
squad.
Love, I want to do it.
All right, Foster, you're next. By the way, people are asking about Cindy Crawford. Yeah, Grizz, I fucked
Would
up.
have been a good one, yeah.
Yeah, sure. I don't know who Jennifer Van Oy is.
She played 6 on Blossom.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
There's a lot of UDFAs that are not on this list. I'm just throwing my thing out there.
I'm sorry. Say again.
I said there's a lot of UDFAs that are not on the list. I'll just put it that way.
Yes, indeed. We will talk UDFAs in next week's show.
All right. So I am going to have to take my girl Pam Anderson, man. I was actually looking for it because the only Playboy that I have left is her first Playboy or her Playboy edition. It's somewhere in my room right now. Couldn't find it.
Well, I'm sure you'll find it in about 10 minutes.
Yeah, are we done now?
It's looking really hard.
And Nikki, your first choice was the fantastic Adrian Barbeau. Who is your second pick? You are on the clock.
Oh, Carrie Fisher.
Carrie Fisher.
Carrie Fisher.
She almost was your first round pick, right?
Yes. So.
But you were smart. You know, Adrian Barbeau would not have escaped Foster. No way. She would not have been available.
Yeah, I'm trying to play this smart. I'm trying to play it smart.
Yeah.
She only escaped me once.
Speaking of playing it smart, Dan Aguirre, you're up.
So I've got 2 picks here, correct?
That is correct, sir.
Mm-hmm.
The first or the second pick overall for the 2025 Bring Back the Chicago Cheerleader Draft is Miss Phoebe Cates. Phoebe Cates.
I love it.
And we're already rushing back for the next selection. The next selection on my big board here. We're going with the best lady on the board, the best, most talented. I'll go with, it's a hard one, no pun intended. I'm thinking I somehow need to get a trade going, but I was thinking, is it Jennifer Connelly or is it Jennifer Beals? I'm going to go. As much, it's hard for me to say, but I think I'm going to take Jennifer Connelly.
I knew it.
Yeah.
Jennifer Beals, I'm sorry, I want you. If we can look at a trade.
Mine, I like that.
She might be available when they come back to you, but we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 picks before you pick again.
I need a left tackle. God damn it.
Well, Tooch, what's on you? No, it's actually Nikki. It's Nikki.
Is it Foster's turn?
No, it's Nikki's. Because we went back down. Yes,
turn.
correct.
Okay.
So
All
Nikki has picked Adrian Barbeau and Carrie Fisher.
Yep. All right. So I know we have to pick a man, right?
Did Dan get 2 picks?
Yes.
Dan did get 2 picks.
I took Phoebe Cates and Jennifer Connelly.
Can I pick a man that's not on the list?
Yes, you can.
Absolutely.
Okay, I am picking the absolute most beautiful man who has ever existed on this planet.
Thank you.
Rob Lowe.
Rob Lowe. Yes, you got it. It's Rob Lowe.
Really?
You guessed it. It's Rob Lowe.
Yeah, he never ages.
Yeah, I have the hugest crush on Rob Lowe. I've had a crush on Rob Lowe since I was a little kid. Like, I love Rob Lowe. So, yeah.
He still looks the same.
I know, exactly.
It's because of that diet.
What about me? What
He's
about
on
me?
Atkins, yeah.
All right, so we got Rob Lowe, Adrian Barbeau, and Carrie Fisher to the Nikki team. We got Raquel Welch.
This sounds like the best setup for a gangbang I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, baby. I like it. Dan has Raquel Welch, Phoebe Cates, and Jennifer Connelly, and now Foster with his third pick. Selma Hayek and Pam Anderson are on his team. Who is going to join those 2 hot chicks?
Can I make a trade for Adrian Barbeau?
Hell no. Hell no.
Oh.
Their titties are
Wow,
mine.
guys, this is tough. This is tough. Let's see. Who did I hit? Who did I hit myself more for?
Robin Givens, by the way, has just joined the list, as Tooch pointed out, in case you're interested. And
I caught.
Yeah, but Mike Tyson, you might have to fight Mike over.
Yes, exactly. There's no guarantees.
I'm gonna go in a dip. I'm gonna go with Cameron Diaz.
Ooh. Tell me why Cameron Diaz. What is it about Cameron Diaz that you like?
When she what the heck was the movie where she was in with Jim Carrey?
The Mask.
Oh yeah, she was in a mask. I forgot about that one.
Terrible.
So just I think there's a couple scenes in there where they don't show everything, but you know how your mind sometimes can be better than reality.
That's my life.
It did show side boob. I will say, I do remember some side boob. Yeah,
where I'm going off of it because I don't know because I was not big on her, and then all of a sudden it was like the mind starts going and the mind takes over.
All right,
Danny
had to leave for a second.
I was going to go with what's her name from Who's the Boss because that's been so long of a fantasy with me. But Cameron Diaz just has stood out in more ways than I stand up.
I never thought about it that way. Thank you.
All right, back to the draft. We got Tooch now on the clock. On the clock. We're on the clock. Wherever you prefer.
We'll take the pride of Downers Grove South High School, Denise Richards.
Oh, very good.
Good one. That's a good one.
Very good choice.
And give me Wonder Woman on the side. Side order of Wonder Woman.
Oh, that was going to be my pick. Damn it.
I'm sorry.
All right, so Foster and then Nikki and then Dan with 2 picks.
I'm going to take the other Jennifer Beals.
I
was worried that you were going to take her, Dan.
You cockblocker.
He had to get up for a second. He said he had to go take a piss.
I saw the opening scene from Flashdance, it was over. That opening scene, man.
Dan Aguirre said he has to take a piss. Yeah, right. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he is going to. He is masturbating. Think about me and Adrienne Barbeau.
I want in on that.
He's crazy. He's crazy, Nick. I would have taken you with to go to the bathroom. I don't know what he's doing.
Yeah, really.
He left me here.
What's wrong with that guy?
He doesn't like Ryan Poles. That was the worst decision that I've ever seen by a GM.
Yeah.
Leaving Mickey out.
Back to the Ryan Pace era.
Mr. Shorty
pretty good about my squad.
Look at this. Mr. Shorty says that his wife worked with Marissa Tomei. His wife is a production accountant for major motion pictures. And she said that she is actually a total bitch. So gotta tell you there.
Why she didn't get that many roles, man.
Johnny
she's hot enough to get away with it. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
She's hot enough to get away with it. I don't care.
Exactly. All right. So where do we leave off? Is it it's Nikki who has Adrienne Barbeau, Carrie Fisher, and Rob Lowe on her team of 6. Go ahead.
You know what? I'm going with Madonna.
Yeah,
all right. I like that.
I'm going with Madonna. I think it will bring star power and sex appeal, and I'm there. Yeah, I'm going with Madonna.
Desperately seeking Nikki.
Yep, that's it. She should be.
She could work on the music.
Yeah,
I love
the choreography. I think it's a good
choreography. It'll be fantastic.
Yep. Mr. Shorty, by the way, has another update. I would still eat the corn out of Marissa's shit.
He's talking about my ex-wife?
It probably hurt too, Dan.
He'll take whatever.
Yeah.
Dan, I got bad news for you. While you were away, Jennifer Beals went off of the block here. So
we're good. We have 2 picks coming up, and we're happy. We're happy.
Go for it, amigo.
All right. Speaking of musicians and choreography, she's not on the board, but we're going to draft from the Bengals, Susanna Hoffs.
Oh, man.
I love her. I didn't know I could pick her.
You could pick anyone you want, except a family relative.
And with our second pick here,
my last 4 picks out.
We have 2 picks here, right?
Yes, we do.
Our next pick is Annabella Ciara. Ciara from The Hand That Rocks the Cradle, from Jungle Fever, and from The Sopranos.
Yeah.
Oh man, she is so fucking hot. I never saw the movie Jungle Fever.
It's a great film.
Yeah. I know. Is she naked in that?
Wesley Snipes is pounding it. That's the point of the movie, Jungle Fever.
I know. I know. But
and it's Spike Lee, so you got a lot of the typical Spike Lee actors that are in most of his movies. Even Samuel L's in it. So.
Yeah, because he plays like a junkie or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I've heard a lot about the movie, and I'm a big Spike Lee fan, but that's one that escaped me. But I'm going to watch it tonight after.
My favorite version of Annabella is on The Sopranos when she's fucking James Gandolfini.
Oh, yes.
She's so hot, older, in her 40s.
Yep. Yeah, she is timeless, at least in my mind.
She was allegedly raped by Harvey Weinstein.
Really?
That bastard.
Weinstein... man, that guy was as creepy as they fucking come.
But he walks. He can't walk now, right? Remember in court?
That's what he's pretending.
He's bullshit. That dick still works.
Yeah.
King Booker World says it is in Wesley Snipes' contract that he has to bang his female co-star.
Nice.
It was also a judicial creed too. When he went to jail for tax evasion, he had to be banged.
Oh no!
You know, another lady.
I'm just kidding.
Maybe we're forgetting. It made me think of Wesley Snipes because a white man can't jump as Rosie Perez.
Oh yeah,
she's cute.
Yeah, she is cool.
Now, does her voice annoy you to the point where you want to walk away?
No, I've got duct tape.
Just put something in her mouth. That's fine.
Yeah, can't hear that thing with what in her mouth.
Yeah, just put something in her mouth. She's good.
All right. I like that. I like the way you think, Nikki. Jeff Willis says Kirsten Dunst is hot in her own way. I'm not a fan.
Meh.
Yeah, I'm not.
All right.
Very nice lady. I wouldn't mind.
How about Penelope Cruz?
Yes.
Penelope Cruz.
She's on the list.
She is on the list.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
she's number
great.
22.
Yep.
All right, so let's catch everyone up. Dan has selected Raquel Welch, Phoebe Cates, Jennifer Connelly, Susanna Hoffs, Annabella Sciorri. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Dan, when we finish the draft with you, you'll have to choose one of those men on the board or another man, except Aaron Rodgers, of course.
I've got my man in mind already.
I already know who the
is it. This guy?
That's my pick.
Oh man, look how good I look back then.
Lover.
You kind of look like Fisher Stevens.
Wow,
right
handsome, man. Handsome.
The actor Fisher Stevens. That's who he looks like right there.
Fisher Stevens. Who the fuck is that?
He's an actor. Look him up.
Yeah.
My wife says that I look
He was
like
one of the
Andy
Hardy
Garcia.
Boys, right? Fisher Stevens, one of the Hardy Boys.
He was also in Short Circuit.
Oh, that guy. Yeah, I don't think so. Anyway, and Nikki has Adrienne Barbeau, Carrie Fisher, Rob Lowe, Madonna, and she is now on the clock.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, my turn now. How many more picks do I have?
1.
1, 2, 3, 4. 2.
I got two more picks. Thank you
nice.
very much.
Yeah.
I got 2 more picks. Let's see.
What was the name of the girl from Short Circuits?
What was her name?
She was in the Breakfast Club.
Allison Sheedy.
Ali Sheedy.
Ali Sheedy. Can we pick Ali Sheedy?
Absolutely.
I'm gonna have to go with because she's so beautiful. She's so toned. I love her work. I'm going with Halle Berry.
Knew it.
Going with Halle Berry.
I was already typing her name out on my list here.
That's a good
I
one.
mean, her body is almost perfect.
There was a clip. Remember this movie from 2001 called Swordfish?
Yeah.
And they always showed her taking off like her clothes on the trailer. She was so hot in that.
Yeah. That was one of the reasons I picked
She's
her.
still hot.
Yeah.
She really is. All right, that brings us to Foster, who's got Selma Hayek, Pam Anderson, Cameron Diaz, and Jennifer Beals. I love those first picks there, Foster. Who do you got now?
How many picks do I got left?
You got 2. So after Tooch has his 2 picks, we'll come back to you for your last one. So this is
pick a man.
You have to be here to pick a man.
I got my guy. Oh, this is So I had the poster, the shirt. I even bought the car that Farrah Fawcett drove. That's how much I was into Farrah Fawcett.
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
That's awesome.
She was my probably third, because there's another person on here that I would take, but we don't have her on the list. I don't know. Angie Dickinson.
Angie, of course.
Oh, nice one.
Big Bad Mama.
If you've seen Lady in Red, or if you've seen Big Bad Mama, Big Bad Mama, they show her all.
Yeah, that's nice.
She was a hot lady. I used to love Policewoman. I couldn't wait for Policewoman.
She was allegedly, I don't know if raped, but I think date raped by Bill Cosby.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think I remember hearing that.
You go back and look at a couple of her movies early in her career, and she does not look the same.
Cliff is a sick man.
Cliff is asking why no Caitlyn Jenner.
That's Cliff's 7th round pick. I'm going to take Farrah Fawcett, but I'd also like to throw in there that Angie Dickinson could have been on this list. A lady by the name of Beverly D'Angelo is another one.
That's another great
got a
rack.
super bod.
She has kids with Al Pacino.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I don't care, Dan. I'd still do her.
I know. I love Al Pacino. That's what I'm saying.
He'd do Al
I'm joking
Pacino.
around.
I might do Pacino.
Ooh, that's Dan's
Hey,
man. Al Pacino.
All right. Tooch has got Marissa Tomei, Jennifer Love Hewitt, Denise Richards, Linda Carter, and now he makes his last 2 picks. Tooch, take it away.
I'll take Penelope.
Penelope Cruz. Ay, Dios mío.
Yeah. And then I have to take a man, huh? Can I take Ron Jeremy?
Baby. A man.
Ron Jeremy. No, I'm kidding. The hedgehog.
Yes.
The hedgehog out
Jeremy
front,
is
leading the way. Now, something about me makes me think that Bruce Lee would be a good cheerleader.
No, but you picked Ron Jeremy. It's all the pick has been handed in. That's a genius move by you, Tooch. Absolutely. And not only can he train the cheerleaders, he'll fuck them and feed them with drugs.
Scare the shit out of them.
Exactly.
And then he'll fall asleep in the corner.
Exactly. At the trial. All right, Foster.
Hey, who took Jennifer Beals, by the way?
Foster.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, while
God
you were
damn it.
taking a piss. By the way, how could you go masturbate during the show and not take your wife with?
Who's to say I didn't?
All right, Foster, your final pick, and it's got to be a man.
A man, baby. She's a man.
Hey, Elizabeth Hurley is another one we should have said.
I don't know how great of a cheerleader he would be because but I'm going to take Charles Bronson.
Oh, yeah.
I was thinking about taking him.
He's a man's man.
He's a man's man, baby.
Yep.
Nikki, you know Charles Bronson?
Of course I do.
Okay, and just making sure.
I grew up watching. My dad grew up watching those movies when I was a kid. So,
oh God,
Death Wish and all those. Yeah, so
2003.
He's a bad motherfucker. I'm surprised that no one has taken China as a man for their man choice.
Wow.
I mean, anyway, she would come to me.
All right, so Foster is done, and now we go to Nikki, who has Adrienne Barbeau, Carrie Fisher, Rob Lowe, Madonna, and Halle Berry.
Kurt Russell would be a good choice.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, excellent choice.
I want to pick one, and I think it's really going to stack my cheerleaders here because once again, she's beautiful. She's a pop star, and it's not Madonna, but she's beautiful. She's a pop star, and she is an actual choreographer.
Paula
I'm picking Paula Abdul.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Did you already pick a woman or a man? I mean,
I did.
Madonna.
Rob Lowe is my man.
Rob Lowe, that's right. Yeah, great. Yeah, good pick. Yep.
Spent many a night beating it to Paula Abdul.
Yeah, Paula Abdul, very nice.
Great, original American Idol cast.
She was also the original Laker girl, even
Yeah.
though she was in high school.
That's right. Yeah.
That's right.
She has experience. She
That's
has
right.
experience.
Yeah. All right. Speaking of experience, Dan has experience with multitude women, but now he's got to pick a man.
I'm going with a man.
Yes.
Oh God, I know who it is.
I'm going. No, you don't. Who do you think it is? Go ahead and say it.
No,
go ahead and say
you're
it.
gonna say James Woods.
No, not James. James Woods does have a giant cock.
Yes, he does.
But I'm going with the man that's reminiscent of myself, who isn't the best looking guy, but he seems like the kind of guy that got a lot of pussy, and just the ladies flock to him, and is like, he looks okay, but he's not Zac Efron or Brad Pitt or whatever, or Robert Redford. So I'm going to go with the guy that outkicked his coverage and seemed to get a lot of pussy. The late Robert Palmer.
That's a good one.
He was always with the women, man.
Good-looking guy.
Yeah, Robert Palmer got lots of pussy in those videos, no doubt
He
about it.
was addicted to love.
He
And simply irresistible.
Yeah.
He was. It was simply
And firm. The firm.
Wow, I'm looking at some of the names that were proposed here. Cliff Goldie Hawn over Kurt Russell. Goldie was sensational.
Yeah.
Jay Grizz nominated Bernie Sanders.
Yes, I should have picked Bernie.
Hey, I got a nomination since it's election day in Illinois, Aldo.
Yes.
It's election day, so I'm going to try to pass an executive order.
Okay.
That we all get one more pick because we left some out, like a wild card.
Okay, I love it.
A compensation pick. We lost somebody to, like Ian Cunningham left, so we all get a
compensatory pick.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
All right.
Call it whatever the fuck you want. We're picking more.
Find the undrafted free agents.
Were you jerking off there, Foster? Where are you going?
Yeah, look at that. He's ready.
Do that again. Do that again. Whatever you were doing.
Oh.
There it is. That'll be on the internet tomorrow. All right. So, should we flip the order for this last round? Let's go with Tooch first, Foster, Nikki, and then Dan. And Tooch, you are on the clock.
Can I take one of the most beautiful women in the world, Ana de Armas, and make Dan jealous?
Ooh.
I don't know who that is.
Yes, you do.
That's your favorite.
Is that the Italian actress from that movie we watched?
Yes. Let me call her up here on the good old Google machine. Anna, although she's a little bit outside the category. This is supposed to be women outside.
70s, okay.
Yeah, exactly. But
70s, 80s, huh?
Yeah. Let me put up some pictures of Ana de Armas just so that Foster can have some more material to work with tonight.
I've got my pick ready.
All right. So here is Ana. Oh, wrong button. The pressure's on, and Aldo is throwing up. This guy's mom spaghetti on his shirt. All right, there's Anna.
An Eminem reference.
Do you remember her now?
What movie was she in?
She
was beautiful, but I can't remember what movie she was in right now.
So Deep Water? No.
She was in that movie with Keanu Reeves.
Ben Affleck.
Oh, you're talking about where they knock on his door and shit?
Yes.
Yeah, I remember you like that a lot.
It's called Knock Knock.
Yeah, Knock Knock.
Yeah, I love that movie. Tooch, but that's not the movie you and Dan Aguirre were talking about. When it was actually Dan that brought it to our attention that he saw a movie with Ana de Armas and he fell in love with her.
I don't recall.
Anyway, we move on. Tooch, do you want to withdraw that pick or do you want to go with somebody else?
Am I disqualified from that pick?
No, we can give you.
I can make another pick.
Only if you want. Is that a yes or a no?
I'll pick again.
Okay. So you're on the clock. You got 10 seconds, 5 seconds, 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second.
Claudia Cardinale.
What?
In the West.
She was hot. Oh my God. We got to find a picture of Claudia. Do you have her IMDb? Let people know what movies, what movies were the ones that you jerked off
West. Well, she doesn't appear naked in any films, I don't think.
No, I tried to find her naked and I couldn't. Swear to God. I couldn't find her naked in anything, man.
But she was super sexy.
There is Claudia Cardinale. Do you like her in her more recent version or when she was a...
It didn't age well.
Probably late 60s, early 70s Western.
Exactly. Jesus, can you imagine Tooch masturbating to
Is that her now? That's terrible.
I can't believe they don't have a picture of her in the dress
She's
she was
85.
Wearing. I just can't believe they don't have a picture of her in the dress she was wearing in How the West was. I mean, what was it?
How the West
Once upon a time in the West.
Once upon a time in the West.
Yes.
She was in that movie, and all the West she did right around there in the mid 60s to the very early 70s. Oh.
Yeah.
All right. So we got Claudia Cardinale off the list. She's one that only a real old fuck like Tooch would recall. Jesus Christ. Oh, King Booker with the great name, Monica Bellucci.
Yeah, that was one of my choices too. But
David Fincher loved her.
Yes. Yep. Oh my gosh. All right. So we move now to Mr. Foster. Let's review Foster's team. Salma Hayek, Pam Anderson, Cameron Diaz, Jennifer Beals, Farrah Fawcett / Angie Dickinson. He couldn't make up his mind, so we gave him a /. Charles Bronson, and you got another pick there, Foster? Go for it.
I'm going to go not with beauty, but this lady, very, very ancient. She's deceased. And she was the queen of Los Angeles. She gave the best head in L.A., and everybody knew it, and that's why Ron Reagan married her.
Oh, Nancy Davis?
Nancy Davis.
Oh,
She was an actress, and she was the queen of blowjobs in Hollywood.
I didn't know that.
Dead fact. Dead fact. That's how she got to where she was, man.
Someone
she was
stole my title.
the queen of the blowjob in Hollywood.
Stole my title. This is bullshit.
And then I want to throw this out because we were talking about guys that got a lot of women. Here's one you won't think of: Jack Benny.
Oh yeah,
monster cock.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
Go start looking things up because it's there.
Wow, I'm looking
Lucy
at
Liu would have been a
even
good
shows
pick.
his own
She should
show
have been
where
on
they
the
kind of
list.
hint at something.
Man, my
but they
search
don't-
history has been flagged, dude.
They don't say it.
my. There's no way I'm thinking about cock when you just threw this bombshell that Nancy Davis is giving blowjobs to everyone in
Nice.
Hollywood.
No wonder Ronnie was always in his pajamas at 4 p.m.
Yeah.
Supposed to be the queen of the blowjob in Hollywood. Those are the
my
stories I've been hearing for a couple decades.
Wow.
Man. I did some research.
Nice.
All right. Well, those are allegations. We're gonna make that sure. Nancy Davis, maybe she did, maybe she didn't. But
Aldo,
according-
you would be picking Lady Bird Johnson then, right?
That's right.
That's why Reagan was always going around. Yeah, Nancy.
Oh, I love it. All right, there, Tooch. Let's see. We got Tooch out of the way. We got Foster. We're on to Nikki now, and Nikki again has the big-breasted Adrienne Barbeau, Carrie Fisher, Rob Lowe, Madonna, Halle Berry, and Paula Abdul. Who you got?
Okay. Huge fan of horror movies from the 80s and 90s. She was the queen of horror movies, and I think she stirred certain things in young me that made me like girls. I'm picking Linnea Quigley.
Oh, she's going to be at that festival we were talking about, Scare Fest.
Yep. Picking Linnea Quigley.
Are you coming there, Aldo? The
Nice.
uni should be there.
I'm gonna try. October. Let's check the schedule.
I
and
sent
stuff.
you the link in the chat.
You did. I got it. Thank you very much.
Nikki's a fan of horror movies. Where it's all
Linnea
going on.
Quigley, she's
Fan of
awesome.
horrors.
I am both. Both.
Both.
She
says both. Horror
Both of 'em.
movies and horrors. She likes
Yep.
them both.
Both.
Does anyone in the chat know who Linnea Quigley? How do you even spell that name? I'm not
It's
sure.
Linneaeu and then
She's in a ton
Quigley.
of horror movies.
Quigley.
Wait till you see her.
In
Just wait.
Return of the Living Dead, they made her shave
was
her
really
pubic hair.
cute.
Really?
She had full frontal nudity.
Full
they
frontal
made her
dance.
take the fur off.
Yeah, she danced naked in a graveyard, and it was just, it awakened things in me.
I love it. Those types of personal
cute.
pics really. Oh, look at, she is gorgeous. I'm going to put her images up on
She
the
was
screen.
very hot in Night of the Demons as well.
Okay, so there she
And
is.
she showed her tits and everything.
Wow,
Yeah.
so she was
The
one
Scream
of those.
Queen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Even her later photos, she looks really nice.
She's going to be there. You can take a picture with her.
Yep.
We can take one together because you can take 4 people in one photo, apparently.
Oh, I love it. Can she take me in? We'll skip that joke. All right, so let us move on now to Dan Aguirre. Dan, it was your idea to add this extra round. And
Here
it
we
was
go.
One of your better ideas ever. Who do you got for your final pick?
Since we're a sports show here, we'll bring it full circle from CBS Sports in the late 70s and the early 1980s, Miss Jane Kennedy.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah,
yes.
she was freaking hot, man.
Can we bring her up on the
Absolutely.
screen?
Yes, we can.
Yeah.
Yes, we can. She was married to an actor.
Leon Isaac Kennedy.
Thank you, Tooch. And they had a really hot romance for a while, and he made a couple of hit B movies, boxing movies, while she worked at CBS. And then they escaped the public's focus. Or
I don't see a good photo there. Maybe that first one. She had good legs, man.
look at her
Oh,
here.
wow. Now she's beautiful. Look at that.
She
The black
doesn't have
and
a
white one.
forehead. She's got a 5 head.
Yeah, she's gorgeous.
Yeah, smoking hot.
Other picture there. What happened to her forehead?
This one here? Yeah, that.
All of them.
Yeah, her
She used to be so hot, man. When she had a poster too.
Yep.
You know, like Farrah Fawcett.
Yep.
Look at her on the cover of Ebony. Jeez.
There we go. Let's see that.
Bring that baby up here.
Yeah, that's hot.
I can't
Look at
get
that.
it.
That's great hair.
That's a better one.
God, I almost went with Jackie O.
Jackie Onassis.
Yeah, I almost went with Jackie.
That's really old school.
No shit, man. That's
She was
early.
alive in the 70s. She didn't die in 94.
Jane Kennedy was very hot. Cliff brings up Dana DiLorenzo from the Evil Dead series and the late night talk show host. That's a good one, too. Jay Grizz wants to know our thoughts on Jennifer Lawrence. Actually, it was Jeff that asked the question. Jeff Willis, what do you guys think of Jennifer Lawrence? I love her.
When she gets out of that water and slams that motherfucker and she's naked. I can't remember the name of that movie, but it was so hot. And she admitted she was completely naked. It was her and not a double.
Yep.
Good for her.
Very sexual woman. Got a great sense of humor, great personality. Shannon Tweed. You guys remember Shannon Tweed?
Yeah.
Gene Simmons.
Yeah.
Yeah, she
was hot.
Yeah, she was hot.
Very model, like blonde, very tall is how I remember her.
Statuesque. Very statuesque.
Somebody wants to know, is Cher still living? I believe that she is.
Yeah, she
The
is.
Cher, the late 70s or
she's
late
still alive.
80s Moonstruck version of Cher, I thought was unbelievable.
What about Cliff Victoria's nominee of Melania Trump?
Pass. Pass.
I'd still do her.
But the thing is,
It looks like she chews her own face.
She seems like a Bond villain. She seems like a Bond villain.
Yeah.
the thing is, she would have no interest in the project, you know? She would not want to do it because she's into her. Whoa, there's Jane.
There's a famous photo.
There we go.
Oh, my.
The workout video.
Yes.
How come nobody said we didn't know Bo Derek?
Ooh, that's right. Forgot about Bo. Yeah.
I can't. I mean,
No,
Cheryl
Bo.
Ladd, Cheryl Teagues.
Bo Derek
You say
was.
Cheryl Teagues?
Cheryl Teagues.
Yeah, Cheryl
Nice.
Teagues is hot.
Cheryl
yeah.
Teagues, nice, yeah.
So Jeff is asking, I still don't understand how we're determining a winner here. I think we're all winners, Jeff.
Yeah, nobody
This
loses.
exercise, yes.
Let me ask you guys this, especially you, Aldo, and Teach, probably you. Didn't Jacqueline Smith get hotter as time went on? She wasn't so hot in the beginning of that show, but at that time, Charlie's Angel ended, she was the hot one on the show.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Definitely.
What about Lucy?
Oh,
Lucy?
somebody mentioned her earlier. I love her.
Yeah, pretty good shot there.
You're talking Lucy Liu. Have you ever seen Lucille
Hot.
Ball in the 30s?
Oh, gorgeous.
She was hot
Super
though. I think,
fucking knockout when she was young. Super knockout.
Yeah, I was going to put Pam Grier in the list. Would you guys have
Oh,
considered
yeah.
her?
Pam Grier, super hot.
Aldo's
I've got one
taking
for
this
you.
guy.
Yeah,
Aldo, I got one for you.
Aldo's choice.
he's my cheerleader. That's right.
Yeah.
I got one that you and Tooch and Foster all know who I'm talking about. I can't even think of her name. She was that hot ass woman in Doctor Strangelove.
Oh,
Great play.
Barbara Bach.
What is her name?
Yeah, that's Ringo Starr's wife.
are you sure?
Barbara Bach.
No,
No, it wasn't Barbara Bach.
Tracy Reed. She's the one that shows like her stomach at the beginning of the film, and it's
Well, she answers the phone call.
Oh,
yeah, that's
Yeah.
her.
When
Yes.
she's in bed with the general.
Yes, exactly.
I just totally did that.
Very
Yeah.
nice.
Never was a big star, but yeah, she made a presence with her beauty and her shapely figure, without a doubt.
I could definitely beat off to that photo.
I'm
What about
I'm surprised
Dawn
you
Wells
thought
or Tina Louise?
Oh.
Which one?
I'll take either, man.
Are you Ginger or Marianne?
Nikki. Which one are you, Nikki? Ginger or Marianne?
They were
Oh,
too young.
Ginger.
Probably, huh? Ginger.
Ginger, I like the glamorous kind of thing. I like the glam thing.
I liked her voice. Yeah.
I have this like theory with
Sultry.
redheaded women. Like redheaded women are never average. They're either like butt ugly or absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
So
That's an interesting point.
What
I
about
got
Aldo? Are you a Ginger or Marianne?
definitely Marianne, man. She walked
Yeah.
around in those short little blue jean shorts. Jeez, man. That's when I think I first discovered that my penis could get hard.
What about the lady for the genie? I Dream of Jeannie.
Barbara Eden.
Barbara Eden.
Barbara
Yeah,
Eden.
she's cute.
Yes.
Very hot, yeah.
I'm still whacking off at her to this day.
Yeah.
50
She
years I've
was-
been doing it.
I was working downtown on a Saturday, so there weren't a lot of people in that area downtown that I was working. And I'm going down Randolph Street, and there she is walking towards me. She must have been staying at one of the apartment buildings behind me, like Lake Point Tower or something like that. And so I turn around and I start following her. and she starts like looking behind me and so April Fools, that never happened. I got you guys. No, but I did see her walking beside me. I said, that's Barbara Eden, beautiful woman, even 20, 30 years after the show.
You know what? Since we talked about Gilligan's Island, you guys remember WKRP in Cincinnati?
Yeah, I just bought the complete series with the original music.
Really? Okay. Lonnie Anderson?
Because it was always a question: who would you take, Lonnie Anderson or Bailey Quarters?
Yes, Bailey was really
Bailey's was hot as shit too, man.
She was.
Absolutely. And she never did anything. She got married and became a biologist or something after that. She never did anything else after that. She got totally out of
more music, less Nessman. Right, Danny?
I'm not a Lonnie Anderson. If I had to fuck, I'd rather fuck Burt Reynolds than Lonnie Anderson. I'm just joking.
Wow.
I was always taking Bailey Quarters, man. I can't remember her name.
I sent you that girl from Dr. Strangelove on your phone, Aldo.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Hey, what about this question from Cliff? Laura Prepon, who was on that 70s show, and Mila Kunis, who was also on that show.
Yeah, the redhead, right, Nikki?
Yep.
Yeah.
I like Mila way better.
I'll have to go with the redhead.
I'm going with Mila.
Man, the redhead was
and
hot.
And Mila's a Bears fan now because of Ashton.
That's right. That's right.
True.
I like them both. Can I take two?
Absolutely.
Oh.
Valerie Bertinelli.
Isn't that lady hot? My goodness.
She's gorgeous, man. So she's on the phone talking to like a superior, and she's nuclear weapons have been unleashed, and she's the in-between between two colonels talking about how they're going to react to it. It's a funny scene.
How about Natalie Wood?
Natalie Wood.
Christopher Walken killed her, or number two, allegedly.
So allegedly, what did he do? Because I heard that allegedly Robert Wagner.
He was there. He was allegedly fucking her on the set of that movie, and Robert Wagner was jealous and allegedly killed her as a result.
Oh, wow.
But he was on the boat when she disappeared and died.
Yep. Yeah. Jeez, Natalie was child star was in the movie The Miracle on 34th Street, the original version of it in the late 30s, early 40s. As a teenager, was in Rebel Without a Cause, and then as an adult star, she looked gorgeous in every movie she made.
Christopher Walken just turned 82, by the way.
Oh. Yes, I saw some recent video with him. Well, he's in Severance. Have you seen Severance?
No.
Yeah, he's in it, and he can still act, I'll tell you that. But yeah, he's getting up there in age, no doubt about it. All right, he was being interviewed recently. Somebody said that he likes to, as a prank. This is Christopher Walken, as a prank on movie sets. He likes to tell people, "Hey, it's my birthday today." Yeah. That people will come up to him and say, "Hey, you look a little down. You look a little dejected." He goes, "It's my birthday and I got nobody to celebrate it with, and nobody's said happy birthday." And so they get word out, and they bake a cake or go buy a cake, and they celebrate his birthday when it's not his birthday. He said he did that almost every movie as a prank.
Yeah. How about can you name this starlet?
Barbie Benton.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's funny, bro.
Lots of material there, although when I was a kid.
Oh, my goodness. She was Hugh Hefner's girlfriend and a playmate.
Yep, she was a playmate.
Yeah. Hef took one look at her and said to his wife, "Back your shit." Nikki, I'm interested in who else. What other female stars made you tickle a little?
Linda Day George, remember her?
Ooh, yes. Married to George, Jeff George not Jeff George.
No, long before Jeff George.
Christopher George, I think.
Christopher George, yeah.
Yes, Susan George.
She was Linda Day for a while, and then she married him. And
she looked a little bit like Phyllis George from CBS Sports NFL Today. Yeah. What about you, Nikki? Any other names?
She just went to take a leak.
Okay. What about you, Dan?
What about some of the singers? Like I always like Debbie Harry. I was kind of hot with Debbie
she's
Harry.
naked in Videodrome.
Yeah,
she's naked in Videodrome.
Yeah.
Did I sleep through that part? God,
I always thought Pat Benatar was cute hot.
Yeah.
I'm just, going off the top of my head here.
Oh,
Yeah. I Susanna Hoffs, Dan's draft pick there was probably the first name that comes to mind of singing stars that
She's
were
so
hot. Yeah. Cliff is nominating Scarlett Johansson, a young Pam Grier, Damon says. Cliff is also nominating Star Trek Orion Slave Girl dancing was Yvonne Craig, who went on to play Batgirl.
And the other Batgirl, the Merriweather lady, was hot too. Lee Merriweather.
Lee Merriweather.
Yeah.
She was the Catwoman, wasn't she then?
Oh, maybe you're right.
Yeah. She and because there were 3 Catwomans in that original TV show. There was
Julie Newmar.
Julie Newmar. Whoa, hot, baby.
Hot.
And Eartha Kitt. And what's her name?
Lee Merriweather.
Lee Merriweather. Do you guys remember Donna Summer, the disco queen? She was very attractive, but somebody started a rumor, and this was before the internet. Somebody started a rumor that she was a guy.
Yeah.
Do you remember that, Foster?
I remember it absolutely, because I'm like, there's no fucking way, dude. Look at her. No way.
What was that lady's name that sang that early 80s song, Gloria? Her name was Laura something. It's like, Gloria.
Laura Branigan.
She's beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah. Marilyn Monroe, obviously top 5, top 10 on just about any man's list. Who's this?
I'm going with Jane Mansfield over her.
Oh, really?
James Mansfield.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
She got decapitated, right? Did her head get knocked off?
Young Jessica Lange.
Thumbs down.
No, thumbs down.
She looks great here.
Kid, man.
Even what was the chick that ended up?
Plastic surgery disaster though recently.
Yeah.
There's another good name.
Not a quality plastic surgery disaster.
He's there on Kim Novak. She was a big chick, but she was hot.
Mm-hmm. Natalie Portman did lesbo stuff with Mila Kunis.
Where's the video clip?
Yeah.
It's in the movie Black Swan.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I forgot that scene then. Natalie Portman is a very attractive woman. The best lesbian scene I seen in a Hollywood movie was what's the Wachowski brothers film Bound with Jennifer Tilly.
Gershon and Jennifer Tilly. That'd be a good
one.
Jennifer Tilly.
Or her sister.
Damn, I forgot Jennifer Tilly.
Either Tilly, Tooch.
Meg or Jennifer.
Yeah, Jennifer's got that annoying fake voice where she's like, hey. It's just I can't hear her speak, man.
That voice turns me on, man.
What about Gina? What was her name? Gershon, the one she does.
Gina Gershon.
Yeah, she's hot.
Yeah, she's hot too.
She was in the Vegas Showgirls movie. Gina Gershon, and
she was also in Pretty in Pink.
Pretty in Pink. That's right. Jesus, you guys got good memories. King James says that lesbos are his favorite. And lipstick lesbos are, that's God's gift to all of us.
I'm a card-carrying lesbian myself.
Did you all ever see a film? I know Nikki did, from '87 called The Stepfather.
The Stepfather.
Terry O'Quinn was the guy's name. His daughter in it. She was fucking Brad Pitt in the late 80s, early 90s. She has a shower scene that I used to beat off to when I was a kid. But her name was Jill Skolin. Mm-hmm. And she was fucking amazing. Again, she's like 60 something now, but 87, 88, that era, she was, again, she's fucking Brad Pitt. So, but if you looked her up, Jill Skolin.
S-C what?
Jill is her first name, and Skolin, I think. I don't know if you're.
C-H-O-L-A-N?
Yeah.
Something like
she was
that.
Amazing in The Stepfather. That shower scene, I beat off to that a bunch.
Who's the chick from where the kids made her? The science.
Weird Science. Kelly LeBrock.
Kelly LeBrock.
She was in The Woman in Red with Gene Wilder, and she was amazing in that too.
This is Jill Skolin on the screen here.
That's her old. Like, look at her in like 1987.
Right there on the left bottom. Black and white picture, but
this one?
Yep.
Gosh, I can't get these pictures bigger.
Little House on the Prairie. I didn't watch that shit. Can you put the stepfather? Jill Skolin put the stepfather.
That's Just go in Stepfather?
The Stepfather. That was the film.
He's defending this so hard.
Yeah, I am defending.
He's defending this so hard.
She was so hot in The Stepfather, man. So she's taking a bath, and I was like, God damn.
Wow, she looks like she's 12 here. Dan, you sure you want to do this?
No, she's not 12. She's an adult. She's naked in the film. She's an adult.
Okay, but I'm just saying, she looked in these photographs. Should I put in shower scenes so that way we could get a really good
go
look?
ahead. Then we'll probably get kicked off.
Oh my God!
Well,
I can see why you're feeling this way.
Well, let me see it then. So I can...
Hold on a second. I just want to pick the right picture so we don't get thrown off the airwaves here.
Oh, she was in a good low budget film too called Curse 2: The Bite.
Yeah, there she is.
I can't see it on my screen. It's too
Oh,
dark.
you can't?
It's too dark.
I see it.
Can you see it? It looks too dark to me. Oh yeah, I see her butt there. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh God, she's amazing.
I'd like to show her frontal nudity, but I don't know if YouTube is going to allow me to do that. Flag. Jasmine Guy from It's a Different World. Lisa Bonet.
Lisa Bonet, yeah.
Oh,
remember all the arm hair she had in Angel Heart?
Yes.
Elizabeth Shue.
Yep. Angie Dickinson has come up again. A young Angie
That was
Dickinson.
Foster's pick, right?
That's right. That's right. Eduardo says best lesbian sex scene, hands down. Yes, this is a good one. This is a good one. Mulholland Drive. Who were the two actresses? Of course, it was.
I remember they were hot as hell, though.
I know Billy Ray Cyrus was in that movie. I hate that guy.
Oh, that's right, he was. Blue Velvet. The two actresses.
Laura Dern.
It wasn't Laura Dern, was it? No, she wasn't.
No. Mulholland Drive cast. All right, so it was Naomi Watts and Laura Haring who had that great lesbian scene that Eduardo brought up. Tallulah Bankhead. You guys know Tallulah Bankhead?
Absolutely, I do.
Yes, she was a very, very promiscuous woman. Successful,
like my wife.
I love
it. Wow.
Successful in Broadway and did some Hollywood movies, and she is reportedly would never wear panties on the set. So cameramen had to be really, really extra careful when they're shooting up at her. So, but she was in a great movie called a Hitchcock movie called
Lifeboat.
Lifeboat. Thank you. And the whole movie takes place on the lifeboat. Yep. It's a great movie, and she's really sensational in it.
I got one more.
Go ahead. She wasn't wearing panties in that either, although.
Okay.
There's a whole. I was going to talk about the whole thing before you brought it up, man, because there's a whole thing with her and Hitchcock in the filming of that movie. Because every time she'd get out of the boat, she exposed herself every time.
Are you serious?
Go look it up. Look it up. That was a Hitchcock story. That wasn't even her story. That was Hitchcock telling that story.
He was a dirty old man. That's for sure.
One of my heroes.
Who do you got, Dan Aguirre?
I'm sending you the photo because it'll be obscure. I'm just going to text it to you now. She is the black lady from Howling 2. Your sister is a werewolf.
Oh, God.
I love this woman.
You defend this piece of shit movie.
The woman is so amazing. I don't know her name. She is so fucking hot, though. She's naked in it, too. And has a lesbian scene.
What about the chick from Vision Quest?
Ooh, I forgot about her.
Yeah, Linda Fiorentino.
Oh, yeah, she was really hot.
She's hot, but it was a piece of shit movie.
No, I meant Linda Fiorentino.
Yeah.
She was in Men in Black, Linda Fiorentino.
The Last Seduction.
Yeah,
The Last Seduction.
A very good movie. Yep. Amy Smart in Road Trip is adorable. Holy fuck, was she gorgeous. You guys ever see it?
Yeah, I saw it at the theater. I got blown during that at the movies.
Look at you.
Not kidding.
What was
You're talking about the Tom Green movie, Road Trip, right?
It was a good movie.
Yeah, I got blown during that.
Yeah. What was his name?
Good one.
Grace Kelly, of course, from Hitchcock fame. A lot of great stories about Grace Kelly, too. Who was the one in The Birds that Hitchcock was trying to hit on?
Oh, he was harassing her.
Tippi Hedren.
Tippi Hedren, yeah. He tried to have a relationship with her, and when she said no, he cast her in The Birds because he had her under contract.
And had her get beaten up by birds.
Exactly. That scene where she goes up to the cellar, they were throwing real birds at her. And so those fucking birds were snipping away at her for real. It was like, holy shit, this guy's sick. Elizabeth Shue is getting a shout out. Adventures in Babysitting. She was in the original Karate Kid too, right?
She was in a movie with the guy that played Zod, Terrence Stamp, where they have these killer like gorillas.
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah.
Yep. A lot of great names, a lot of great memories from that era, and I'm glad we picked the teams. Just to go over real quick, Dan had Raquel Welch, Phoebe Cates, Jennifer Connelly, Susanna Hoffs, Annabelle Esciori, and Robert Palmer. Dan, tell me about your team, your Honey Bears team. What do you like most about this team?
All the women.
You don't want to fuck Robert Palmer?
No, but Robert Palmer could be my wingman. You know,
who was it? You had another pick, Jane somebody.
Jane Kennedy from CBS Sports.
Jane Kennedy, yes, that really makes it a strong team.
Well, Jane Kennedy was beautiful.
And Nikki, do you remember your team? Or should I read them out to you?
Adrienne Barbeau, Madonna, Halle Berry, Paula Abdul, and Rob Lowe.
And Carrie Fisher.
And
Linnea Quigley.
Yeah.
So why do you like your team, Nikki?
I think it's got a lot of talent on it. And like I said, it's got a lot of star power.
Paula Abdul, too.
It really does, yeah.
Let me ask you, with Nikki, with Adriana Barbeau's enormous tits, how would you utilize her on the cheerleading line?
Pasties.
We need to get her in a sex scene with Sydney Sweeney.
Oh my God! Could you imagine this huge bulbous breast? Oh my God! I gotta go, y'all.
I'd definitely pay for that.
Margot Robbie, good pick there.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Yeah. Okay, Foster, you got Salma Hayek, Pam Anderson, two great opening picks.
Yeah.
Cameron Diaz, Jennifer Beals, Farrah Fawcett / Angie Dickinson, Charles Bronson, and the woman who sucked most of Hollywood's cocks, Nancy Davis.
No, let's call her Nancy Reagan.
Nancy Reagan.
I think we're going to do it this year. I think we're going to have a great year. We're going to come out firing on all cylinders. And if you don't like the way they talk, just look at them.
There you go. Tooch, you got your team written down, or should I read them?
I didn't write it down. No, go ahead.
All right, so your first pick was Marissa Tomei. Then you followed up with Jennifer Love Hewitt. Then the lovely Denise Richards, Linda Carter, Penelope Cruz, Ron Jeremy is your guy, and Claudia Cardinale. That's a great team.
If a plane carrying all of us crashed on a desert island, I might have a better chance than the hedgehog with these women.
You gotta be careful. You got Ron Jeremy with you, man.
I know.
You got competition.
He's not a handsome man, though.
Yeah, but when you're on a desert island, man, if they're looking at you and him,
I've been asked to
not looking at your faces. I'm joking.
I've been asked to put together a quick graphic with side by side so that the chat can better evaluate. Give me 5 minutes and I'll do it. Can you guys stick around?
Yeah, let me ask you one question.
Sure.
Again, I'm not saying you've watched it, but I thought it was great, and I sent it to you in text. Babylon. Did you see that? We were talking Margot Robbie a second ago. Great film. Great.
No, I've wanted to see that for the longest. It's a little. Yes.
Yeah.
It's about 2.5 hours long.
It's 3 hours and 10 minutes.
Okay, so that's why I've delayed watching it.
It's on MGM Plus right now.
Yeah, it's on right now.
His wife gets shot.
Well, not literally right now. You can. It's on demand. I mean,
I forgot who plays his wife.
Who
is it?
The lead woman's Margot Robbie in it, and Brad Pitt. And there's a Mexican gentleman. I don't know his name. He carries the film. The Mexican gentleman carries the film for the most part.
Naomi Watts and Brad Pitt.
Naomi Watts. She's
Brad
awesome.
Pitt's character is married like 6 times in the movie. So
okay,
literally. I don't think she's in it though.
Is it? Yeah. It's like a bunch of stories, right? That intertwine.
It's about the going from silent film to what do they call it?
Talkies.
Talkies.
Ooh, okay.
It's about that transition from silent film to movies with sound. It's I loved it. I loved it. It made me cry. So.
Has Dan and Nikki seen any good movies recently? Did you guys see Heretic?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought Hugh Grant was good, but I thought the movie wasn't that good.
How about Blink Twice?
Didn't see that.
No, I didn't watch that one.
I should see that one. Channing Tatum, and it's like a crazy Epstein Island type film with Channing Tatum.
I want to see that new Robert
Haley
De Niro
Joel
movie.
Osment and Christian Slater.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That sounds like a cast.
I want to see that new Robert De Niro film. We started to go to the theater and saw it, but something happened that weekend and we didn't. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Alto Kings.
Yeah, that looks great.
Yeah, I love gangster movies like that.
I showed her 2 old movies last night that I really liked that she hadn't seen. I showed her Against All Odds with James Woods and Jeff Bridges from '84.
Yeah.
And a movie called Judgment Night that I did.
Who was the female? Was that Kim Basinger?
No, it was a lady.
That would have been
British
a good
lady.
pick, Kim Basinger.
Kim Basinger.
Married to Dennis Quaid, I believe.
No, she was married to Alec Baldwin.
Alec Baldwin, that's right, yeah.
Because he's like, you're a
Who was
goddamn
married to
pig.
Dennis Quaid.
Dennis Quaid was married to Meg Ryan.
Meg Ryan, that's right, yep. Meg Ryan and Kim Basinger would have been good picks.
Those would have been good picks.
What do you guys think of Mary Lou Henner? Taxi?
Mary Lou. Oh, Taxi, yeah.
The redhead from Taxi?
That's a redhead, yeah.
Yeah, she was hot.
Yeah.
I didn't watch Taxi. I don't know.
No?
You don't watch Taxi?
I don't like Danny DeVito, and I don't know. I don't like that. I don't like him.
Oh, yeah, you don't like Andy Kaufman either.
I hate Andy Kaufman. I hate his humor. I just think he's so
Didn't
overrated.
Jim Carrey play him in a movie?
Yes.
Yeah. I didn't like Man on the Moon either.
Man on the Moon, okay.
Didn't get to see that. Didn't get to see what? There was another chick from the popular Sissy Spacek.
No,
Carrie.
I'm not.
Carrie.
She was Carrie.
She was Carrie in the original.
I like that film with her and Shelley Duvall. I can't remember the other one. It was called Three Women. It's from like '77.
Can't think of it.
It's
watched-
after Carrie.
We watched Babylon recently. That's probably our biggest movie.
Yeah, Babylon was really good. Though.
Yeah.
Doug Babylon.
Yeah, Heretic
What year was Babylon?
2022, 2023, something like that.
Man, I don't think I've seen that one.
Oh, it's so good. It's 3 hours and 10 minutes. I mean, it's a commitment, but it's good.
I want to ask you guys this too, because now you're making me think of movies. You remember the chick from Jewel on the Nile? She was
Kathleen Turner.
Kathleen Turner.
Oh
she
she
was
gorgeous.
hot, and then
Romancing the Stone. Yeah, she was so
Body double.
And she had a deep voice too, and I appreciate that.
Her voice was so sexy.
Yeah,
was great,
I like it.
Later on in Friends, she became what's his name's father. Do you remember that?
I didn't watch Friends. I liked her in Body Double though.
Yeah,
Romancing the Stone with Michael Douglas. She was.
Yeah, it was cute.
So
That was cute.
She was so cute in that.
And then
What about Body Double? Come on, she's hot as fucking Body Double.
Absolutely, I agree with you.
Is that William Hurt?
Yes. You know, I kind of like Melanie Griffith too, from back in those days.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
That movie with her and Ray
Something
Liotta.
Wild.
Yeah, Something Wild. God, that was a great movie.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Jonathan
That was a fun
Demme film.
Ray Liotta was a great actor, man.
Yeah.
Did you see the Talking Heads movie? Jonathan Demme did Stop Making Sense.
I got to see
I
it.
never said
I
that's
gotta see it.
excellent. That's so great.
I'm a big Talking Heads fan.
Oh, I am too.
Yeah. Stop Making Sense is great.
Yeah,
It's a
I have
concept
that. I have
film.
that on. I have that album. I have that record.
Yeah,
Really good.
Me too. Ow. My coffin's opening up.
What's opening up?
My coffin.
Something's opening up. It's your zipper.
How about Sharon Stone?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Sharon Stone would have been a good pick
freaking
too.
movie,
Yep. What was that? Basic Instinct, right, Danny?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Faye Dunaway. How about Faye Dunaway?
I was going to bring her up earlier, man. Ever since
Chinatown.
when I was a little kid and saw Bonnie and Clyde, I just thought she was hot.
Warren Beatty just turned like 85, I think. I saw that the other day.
He'd have been a good man pick.
Yeah, he's a good-looking guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else we got?
We have nothing without Aldo.
Yeah. All right, good night, everybody. We suck. Sorry.
The party came to a halt. I just stepped out for a minute.
No, I mentioned Faye Dunaway and
I
Sharon
heard
Stone.
that. I heard that.
Talking,
okay.
I go back to
Did
singers,
Aldo, did you see Blink Twice, the movie?
Blink? No, the animated one?
No, it's a Channing Tatum movie.
Oh, yeah, I told you about that on the show. That's
Did
a
you?
great
Okay.
film.
I
Yeah.
just saw it last night or the night before.
Last
weekend.
It. Yes. Dan,
really crazy. Zoe Kravitz is the director.
You're gonna love it. It's the premise is this
Yeah,
guy.
you would like it.
Yeah, the premise is this guy invites these two women to his island, and he seems like
That's a
really
great
nice
twist
guy
at the
and
end.
stuff. But yeah, something is happening in this island, and like Tooch said earlier, it's got an Epstein Island kind of feel to it. Highly recommended. Highly recommended.
Yeah, I think I saw it on MGM Plus actually.
What's it called again?
Blink Twice.
Blink Twice, correct.
Yeah, I think it's on
Blink
MGM.
Twice if you're in trouble.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
a good cast. Excellent cast. All right. So here, and this is the ugliest graphic I've ever done in my life, but here it is.
Oh, Nikki's name's misspelled.
Oh, I did it again.
Oh, no.
I'm so sorry, Nikki.
And I think Linnea Quigley's name's misspelled too.
That's not the only misspelling on here. Trust me. I apologize. It's Nicky. Let me see if I can fix that real quick. I can't.
It's, it's not that big.
All right. So for everyone's enjoyment in the chat, so you can vote on who got the best team. And it gets against Dan Aguirre with Raquel, Phoebe, Jennifer, Susanna, Annabella Sciorri, Robert Palmer, and Jane Kennedy as the bonus pick. Nikki's got Barbeau, Fisher,
Rob Lowe, though. That's a big. That's like having Tom Brady on your team.
I started to go with Mike Ditka.
Ditka would have got you a lot of votes. Absolutely. Madonna, Halle Berry, Paula Abdul, and Leanna Quigley. Foster's got Selma and Pam, Cameron Diaz, Jennifer Beals, Farrah Fawcett / Angie Dickinson, Charles Bronson, and the biggest dick cocksucker of them all, Nancy Davis.
And God bless her for that.
That's right.
What about Mamie Eisenhower? I bet she sucked a good dick.
Wow.
So when Nancy Reagan said "just say no," she really didn't mean that, huh?
No, she didn't.
No.
Okay. And then Tooch has Marissa Tomei, Jennifer Love Hewitt, Denise Richards, Linda Carter, Penelope Cruz, Ron Jeremy, and Claudia Cardinale.
My list tailed off a little bit at the bottom there.
Yeah, the introduction of Ron Jeremy, I think, fucked you up.
The hedgehog.
Jeff Willis is our biggest judge here, and he says it's tough, but I think I'm going to go with Foster. He beats out Tooch by a cunt's hair. He says,
Come on, Jeff. It's only because you just found out about Nancy being the biggest blowjob broad around. Aldo, here's one, and I know.
Goldie Hawn was in Shampoo.
Oh, she should have been in there too. Ali McGraw.
Oh my God! Yeah, that was a terrible movie, love story, but she's beautiful.
She's gorgeous.
Yep.
Who was the Hollywood star she was dating and then dropped?
She was dating the guy from Paramount.
Yes, Evans, Robert Evans. Yes.
Yeah.
She's directing the top producer at Paramount, and then he puts her in a movie called Love Story with Ryan O'Neal, and then she falls in love with Ryan O'Neal and dumps him. Poor guy.
Brilliant.
Cliff Victoria, Nancy Reagan was president for 4 years. Kamala was similar. Laugh out loud. Gotta get that conservative jab in there, Cliff, and we appreciate it. Jeff says, I did not use that word. Oh, about the cunt's hair? So, yeah, I added that for color. Yep. Cliff, my wife hates it when I say that C word. Holy shit, she would hear me now. No more pussy.
I'll say cunt for you.
As a woman, it doesn't bother me.
Yeah, I know. It's like
it's just a word.
The British use it just to describe a nasty person.
They do. They call each other like his friends. Like, hey, look, my cunts are on here, and you're like, it's almost endearing.
Yep. Yeah. Julie Christie was also the other woman in Shampoo, and she has the most beautiful eyes of most Hollywood actresses. She's gorgeous.
Rosemary's Baby, or
No, I don't think she was in
Rosemary's
Rosemary's
Baby.
That's
Mia
Mia
Farrow.
Mia
Farrow.
Farrow.
Okay, right. And what was the one with Julie Christie?
Julie Christie was in Dr. Zhivago.
I couldn't get into that movie.
Yeah, me neither. 4 hours of people faking bad Russian accents. Not for me.
I'm trying to think of this movie with.
What about Jane Seymour? She's been around for she was hot 70 years ago.
Yeah, attractive. I wouldn't put her on my hot list.
Okay.
I wouldn't ask her to be a cheerleader on my team. People ask me for what my team would look like. Well, I got Raquel and Adrienne Barbeau, 1, 2, and Selma, 1, 2, 3. Then after that, I'd go with Pam Anderson. And if you're saying to yourself, oh, Aldo has a tit fixation. You're absolutely right. I like big tits, and I cannot lie. And then, just because she oozes sexuality, Denise Richards. I mean, there's something I've heard her on Stern talk, and
I love her smile.
Yeah, she. Oh my God. Okay, and then Linda Carter. Yeah, that would probably be my sixth there. And
what about B. Arthur?
B. Arthur would be my man.
She was hot though when she was young, though.
Yeah, she would be my man on the show.
The movie I'm trying to think of was called Demon Seed with Fritz Weaver and Julie
I love that film.
Yeah, it keeps her locked in this house and impregnates her and becomes human.
Yeah, and Robert Vaughn's the computer voice.
Yeah,
that's crazy film, man.
Actually, based on Foster's true story.
When I was a kid, man.
Foster, don't you have somebody locked up in your house right now?
Where they at?
Always.
Movies were kind of scarier back then,
Bring out the gimp.
I love that film. That lady from she was the Pacino. She was in Black Sunday and Bobby Deerfield. Martha Keller.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
I thought she was
hot. Yep.
She did a really good film with Harrison Ford, Roman Polanski movie they shot in Europe, where Harrison Ford is trying to help her find somebody that's been kidnapped. You guys remember that movie at all?
I don't know that one. I would watch it though.
Yeah, I'll find the title.
Witness?
No, that's with
Witness is in 85.
Yeah,
I've seen that.
It's not.
That's a good
That
movie.
was Harrison Ford, though, right?
Yeah, he was in Witness. That was a good film.
Yes, he was.
Yeah, it was a good movie.
Let's see if I can find it here and Roman Polanski's IMDb.
How about his wife? They got killed by the Manson family.
Oh, God,
Sharon Tate.
Yeah,
Sharon Tate. Yeah, she was hot though, Danny.
Yeah, yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Why can't I find it? Because he's got a very long list of movies. Oh, Frantic.
Frantic, yeah.
I got another one for you. Somebody, and again, it's specific to the role. I loved her in The Godfather, at least in 1 and 2, is Talia Shire.
Talia Shire.
Yeah, she plays the sister.
Yep.
Nastasha Kinski. She was hot when she was young.
Yes. A Francis Ford Coppola protege or ingenue or whatever the word is. Very, very good. But this movie, Frantic, let me show you the IMDb
That was
page.
great. What was the actress's name?
It is Emmanuel Senior, I think it is.
Emmanuel Senier.
Yeah, Senier. Look at this movie, man.
Yeah, she's married to Roman Polanski, or she was.
Really?
Yeah.
Was she over 18?
One of his wives. Just about 18, I think.
I bet. That guy steals from the cradle. Big time. All right, guys, let's wrap up this show. Foster, what do you got going on at BCP?
We've got, I don't even know. I know we got something going. I think we got some kind of show.
We're having Tooch on. Yeah.
Tooch, are you
interrupt? I'm coming by to do some yawning and interrupting.
Let's keep it going. We got a good streak going with you.
For those of you who don't know, Foster Covers is one of the co-hosts on Bears Country Productions on Thursday night. They do other productions throughout the week, and they've got a really good thing they're going on there. And they've got now videos. If you join a membership, you get some videos of what's going on behind the scenes. Foster, can you tell us about that?
That is
the guys beating off.
What did you say, Tooch?
All those guys just jerking off.
Yeah. We got. Matter of fact, that's our biggest viewing show ever. As a matter of fact, is that 30 minutes.
Foster gave us a little preview tonight.
Yeah, so you're doing it again, Tooch, interrupting every sentence.
That's why he's here, man. That's the whole purpose of Tooch. That's right. He's got to come in. He's got to make sure he comes in with his mic off, and then make sure they cut in, dude, whenever you can. And we love to. No, it's the members only viewing is great because it's not so much football. It's more about us behind the scenes. And we have this kind of cult following like you guys do.
Yeah.
So where we got more people every week, and although thank you, because you put a lot of people on this that have stayed. He's donated memberships to people. And we're getting a little following on it because they get to see the shenanigans and all the other stuff that you just don't see live on the air, man. We talk about anything and everything like you guys do on this show on Tuesday, which I always love this show. Matter of fact, this show, Dan and Aldo, this show is how myself, Shorty, and PJ came together because of you guys watching you guys every Tuesday night for a couple of years, man.
Why do you want to blame us for that?
Well,
don't blame us.
I got to pass the buck to something else. I got enough crap going on, man.
I've got terrible news for you. I'm sorry I'm interrupting.
Why? What happened?
Val Kilmer has died.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's from the New York Times, so I believe it is a credible.
For sure.
Man, Dakota.
Yeah, Dakota. Mike North does a show called Somebody Big Just Died. And
he had one tonight.
Yeah, that's right. Who was it that died?
Chamberlain.
Richard Chamberlain, yeah. Yeah.
What about Liz Taylor? I'm bouncing around.
Yeah,
a hot one.
Sophia Loren.
Oh, yeah. Sophia Loren, yes. Yes. Val Kilmer, man. I'm still heartbroken about that. What happened to him? Anyone know? His career was doing great. He did the Doors, and then something happened after that where he just didn't appear as frequently. And then
no, he did Batman, and
that's right.
He was doing well, and he got that throat cancer.
Okay,
65.
Yeah.
Okay. 65.
I got to throw one more out there, guys, because we talked about Phoebe Cates. What about Jennifer Jason Leigh?
Ooh.
Yeah.
She didn't age well.
I'll tell you this, guys.
My mind isn't on what she looks like today, Dan. It's back to that film, man.
Okay.
When she's laying there when they're in the baseball diamond and she's ready to go, I was like, I'm ready. I'm not there. I'm ready. You guys shamed me into watching
65, Aldo.
Who Kilmer?
Yeah.
You guys shamed me into watching the Tarantino filmer with Jennifer Jason Leigh and Kurt Russell.
Did you like it?
Yes. And I started watching the long version. That's like 6 episodes. It's like a mini series version.
On
Netflix, yes. First of all, I loved her in the movie. I like the movie a lot. It's not his best, but I like it a lot. I would probably put it in the middle of his 9 movies. Yeah. But her performance in that movie is just so subtly perfect. She plays a woman who is arrested and is being taken into a town for her hanging. And that one scene where Kurt Russell says, "I'm taking her," he's got like this rooster coghorn. Yeah.
Big old beard.
"I'm taking her to get hanged." And then she goes like this. There's just a nice little touch there, but great movie. And Jennifer Jason Leigh is not only a great actress but very hot too.
The cast is phenomenal in that movie.
Yeah, really.
Tarantino loves reviving stars' careers.
Yes, he's really good at that.
With Jennifer Jason Leigh, putting her back on the map.
Yep. That he there's a lot of these stories coming out now. Tarantino considered who was it that he considered to play the Jules role, the Samuel L. Jackson role? Now I'm forgetting. I think it was Bruce Willis initially told him, I'd like to play that role.
I thought he wanted to play Travolta's character.
Maybe you're right. It was
Vincent Vega.
Yeah, one of the 2 hitmen roles. Yes. So in any case, he talked him into rereading the script and taking a look at Butch, the boxer, and then he said, "I'm in." And man,
what do you guys think was in the case?
Good question.
It was
the diamonds from Reservoir Dogs.
It's something bright, man. That was like glowing.
I think it was the case of diamonds that was stolen in Reservoir Dogs. That's
I
my
like
theory.
that.
Good theory. Yep.
I like that. That makes a lot of sense.
If I'd have been Travolta, I'd have been talking myself out of trying to fuck Mia Wallace too. You're gonna go home and jack off and do nothing else.
Uma Thurman would have been a good draft pick.
Uma Thurman would have been great. All of those women who were on the Foxfire team.
Fox Force 5.
Dangerous Liaisons.
Michelle Pfeiffer. Yes.
Uma Thurman was like 20 in that movie or 18 or something. She was so cute.
Did you guys ever watch that raw footage of her in Kill Bill where she's driving a car and it gets into an accident? She was really mad at Tarantino because he wanted to actually drive the car. She says, I don't know if I can do this. You need a stunt person. He goes, it would look really good if you're driving the car. And so somebody on YouTube has posted the raw footage of her getting into an accident and getting
She almost got killed.
hurt. Yeah. And so she was not happy with Quentin for a while there.
That's why she was paralyzed in the movie for a little while, huh?
Exactly.
I hate that when she's like, wiggle your toe. Wiggle your toe. And her feet are bigger than mine. I mean, I don't know. She looked good as Mrs. Mia Wallace, though.
From the feet up, she was great, huh, Danny?
She's got like 14 men, I'm telling you.
Can you count how many actresses their feet have been featured in a Quentin Tarantino movie?
Every film.
All of them.
Bridget Fonda and Jackie Brown.
Yep.
That's right. And what about the one? Hateful
all
Eight.
The girls in Death Proof. All the girls.
Yeah, all of them. Oh my gosh! I was channel surfing the other day, and that one lap dance that Hispanic actress does on Kurt Russell.
Yeah.
Wow, was that hot?
Yeah,
she was hot.
Rose McGowan would have been a good pick.
Rose McGowan.
She's ruined her life.
She's got like a shaved head now, though. She looks like a white supremacist.
Yeah. She was so cute, man, when she was young.
When she was fucking Manson, like, look at that photo of her at the 1998 MTV Video Music Awards. It'll make you want to go come right now.
Yeah.
She wasn't cute, Tooch. I think there was a sensuality about her. Yeah. You know, cute to me implies like, girl next door.
She had those rose red lips.
Yeah, exactly.
Light skin and dark hair. Yeah. The Phantoms movie. She was really cute with Ben Affleck. Liev Schreiber.
Somebody's mentioning Bridget Bardot. You guys ever?
Very hot.
I meant to bring her up earlier.
Yeah.
I had her in my head like 3 times.
How about that woman that was with Schwarzenegger in The Running Man? I thought she was hot. I don't know her name.
I worked with her.
You're shitting me.
I am not. Maria
Conchita Alonso.
She is beautiful.
Yes. She one of the shows that I did that won an Emmy, she was the host. It was a guide to the Pan Am Games. CBS was telecasting the Pan Am Games, and she and I worked on a preview show of the Pan Am Games, and it was a great experience.
Wasn't she beautiful though?
I wish I could tell you that I fucked her, but I would be lying.
But you did think she was hot, though, right?
Of course.
All right, well, I didn't know. You might, and I might not be your type.
No, she was my type. She had this great story. One night we're out to dinner, and she says, I dated Dennis Hopper for many years, and we ended up breaking up because he had stopped doing drugs, and I love to party. I love cocaine. I love marijuana. And so here is Dennis Hopper telling me to stop doing drugs. And I'm saying, I can't believe what I'm hearing from Dennis Hopper. And they ended up breaking up because they had 2 different lifestyles at that point. Pretty amazing.
Yeah.
All right, guys, it's time for us to go. Foster told us what's at BCP. Dan
Thursday night?
Yeah, Thursday night.
9 Eastern, 8 Central.
Dan and Nikki, what do you got coming up besides sex?
We're going to go home and watch a film that she's seen that I haven't. What's that female serial killer's name?
Eileen Wuornos. It's Monster.
It's got Christina Ricci and
Charlize Theron.
Yeah, Charlize Theron or whatever. But it's from 2003, and I haven't seen it. We're going to watch that, and hopefully the Reds game from tonight, too.
And hopefully sex.
There you go.
There's got to be something else involved. But.
Hopefully sex.
So, by the way, Yellow Jackets, have you guys been watching that?
It's gotten better finally. It was so slow until like the last 2 episodes. It's finally picked up.
Yep, it really has. And the actress Sophie Thatcher, I've seen her in a couple of movies. We'll talk about that the next time we're on.
You don't like her though, right?
I love her.
The one that plays
the one in Heretic?
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about the one that plays what's her name? The young one that we hate on Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
What's her name? Help me out here. She's the main
I don't
character.
know, but she was in that movie.
You said you hated her, Aldo. The one, maybe I missed the main character on Yellow Jackets. You said I hate the actress that plays her and I don't like her.
She's in Fallout too. That girl, Fallout.
She's the one that bit the other girl's, bit Hillary Swank's cheek or throat in the last episode.
Yeah.
Isn't that Sophie girl?
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about the younger version. The younger one.
The younger version. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the younger version. Yeah, she's in the Hugh Grant movie. I thought you meant the older lady.
No, the older lady that you're referring to is Linsky. Her name is Melanie Linsky.
You hate her, right?
Hate is a strong word.
She's in The Last of Us.
Hate is a strong word. I would say I really hate her.
I hate Melanie Linsky.
I don't.
I hate the young.
Actress, though.
I hate the young version of her. I wish somebody kick her ass. Back where they're still broken down and can't go anywhere.
And her name is like Nicole something. The one that I like is the one that has, imperfect front two teeth on Yellow Jackets. She's got beautiful eyes. In her real life, she dresses like a punk rocker. She's gorgeous. I'll send you pictures of
Juliette Lewis?
No, Sophia Thatcher.
Oh, the younger version.
The younger version of
Juliette Lewis. Right?
Juliette Lewis, yes.
She's born in 2000. Just to let you know.
That's the same year I was born.
No, bullshit. You sound like Anthony Kiedis, Aldo.
Yeah, well, in 2000, I was married already twice, so it's okay. And so, Tooch, you got a weekend sports betting tips show coming up?
Yeah, I just talked to the guys, do the Final Four preview, and talk some torpedo bats.
Nice.
Major League Baseball.
Bet the over. If there's a torpedo bat nearby, bet the over. Right?
Scoring is up, stuff like that, Sean and Anthony. I mean, unfortunately, Anthony didn't make it past his probationary period as a 911 operator.
No.
So I should have had Dan pep talk him, but he didn't make it. So.
In fact, torpedo bat is.
He
what
said
I
it was
call
really tough, man. The job. He thought he was doing good, but yeah, he didn't make it, Danny.
I'm sorry to hear that. It's a tough gig, man.
Yeah.
Mickey said my dick was compared to a torpedo, though, so you all should hear that.
That's what I call his dick, the torpedo bat.
I like that.
Next week, Bare Their Souls. I got a guest, right? Are we Tuesday or Wednesday?
We're Tuesdays.
Tuesday. Okay, so I'll let him know. Roy from Three Kangs of the Midway.
Good guy.
Good guy. Ill Will 79 on X will join us to talk some Bears and draft and what's going on. Bears scene.
That's all coming up. And then I will be back here tomorrow with Danny Shimon for the first episode of the season called Draft on Tap. We're going to talk about a lot of prospects, but I've asked Danny to identify 5 guys who have dynamic playmaking ability, because that's what Coach Ben Johnson asked or talked about. Adam Hogue says, were you guys really targeting on drafting a running back when you draft Jahmyr Gibbs? He said, no, not really. We were focused on bringing in a dynamic playmaker, whether he played tight end, running back, or what have you. And so that's got everybody now thinking that perhaps Genty is not the guy. Maybe it's a guy like Tyler Warren. Maybe it's somebody else. So we'll see. But I've asked Danny to identify 5 guys that could potentially be available to the Bears. So that should be fun. That'll be tomorrow at 9 p.m. Central. For Dan Aguirre, for Nikki, 2 of the people that I love the most in the entire world. Tooch, I'm still working on my relationship with you. Foster, let's get together for lunch soon. I'm Aldo Gandia. We'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.
you.